and it was like, oh, you're just gonna eat Neve before she gets to fight.
Oh, that's brutal. Yeah, because she's usually able to fight and then just run away. When I played Natasha, I hit every one of those rolls when I was fighting Trogs, and it was like, okay, a Trog just died, another Trog just died, a Trog just died. It was like every turn. Her turn and mine, I was just rolling like, what Trogs are 5 health, so I was rolling 3 ups every time. It was just like...
Me and Suda, actually, who's in it too, were like guessing on matchups, and we were both kind of surprised that you managed to kill them, but we never really looked at the rules ahead of time because we were like, I don't know how he kills Trog. Like, how do you kill trolls? And apparently that's how you do it.
Yeah, well, actually, what also happened in that game was, I think Natasha had the chance at a double, and she chose not to take it, but in hindsight, she probably should have, because on that turn, like, I just got all my rolls and like all this damage popped off, and I think I wiped almost 2 whole units of rock guards between the mortals and the damage 5. It was insane. Or maybe 1 whole unit of rock guards and some other stuff. I think it was like unit of rock guards, Gobblepalooza, and Drogs all met their end in that one turn, and then she was like, oh yeah, shit, that was a mistake. And I was like, that doesn't usually happen. Still a really close game though.
Hey, it's okay. My last round wasn't very cool either when I was playing against ogres, and he failed like 5 charges in 1 turn.
Oh, brutal. Yeah.
Most of them were like 3 to 6 inch charges, like they weren't far.
Yeah.
He just whiffed everything. I was like, oh, well, I
This is
guess
bad.
that's that.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know, I guess that's the thing. Playing destruction as well, like sometimes my pigs just absolutely whiff. I'm sure you've seen this as well with the Tusk boss. You're like, he's got so many attacks, and then he just rolls like all 2s and 1s, and you're like, he did nothing.
At least the 50% of the time he fights, you know, he either like pops right the fuck off and murders something, or he does literally nothing. There's no in between.
Yeah. I've failed many a tactic, well, a couple of tactics, like, oh, there's a Bloodthirster on 3 wounds. I'm sure I can kill that. No, I failed it. It's like, great. Cool. Do you want to... Is Moss still here?
Yep.
What's Moss doing?
I'm just like checking levels and everything else. You guys can set up the board if you like.
Yeah, let's go. Do you want to roll attacker defender, and then we can do the terrain pick? I'll come to your side. Good luck.
Two.
Okay, I got a 3.
I got a 5, so since I'm more drops than you anyways, I will just set the terrain.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it. Good enough.
Okay, and I'll drop my faction boy. I love that we have our 2 towers staring each other off.
It'll be great.
Do you mind if I just put all the objectives down so we can see where they are?
Oh yeah, for sure, do it.
What map are we playing? I can't remember.
Vice.
Vice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Vice. So if I want to put this thing in here, it's a little bit awkward. Because there's a lot of... And we're going to play forests as flat, or do you want to play that the trees are actually there?
They're flat, no.
Yeah, flat. Okay, so flat and lock. Oh, that one's like fully on that objective, which is interesting.
Yeah, because it's unique on the Vice since the objective doesn't start there.
Yeah, you can have it. You can have it actually.
Well, because it's flat, I don't think it matters.
Yeah,
I could also go on this objective, right? Because it doesn't exist yet.
Yeah. It just means that we can place our faction terrain where the objective's gonna be, technically, where you normally wouldn't be allowed to.
Yeah, you go here.
Right in the middle, yes. Put our 2 towers staring at each other right across the middle. It'll be great.
I think I would like to have gone in here, but that's like too cramped now if I'm near this stuff. So yeah, I think if I sort of skew one side, that's okay. I just want to make sure that if I cover everything like that. Let's see, can I fit pigs through here? It's the worst when you like box yourself in and then everything's stuck. So I can fit around there. Yeah, it seems fine. Can I fit anything on that line in front? Maybe Gore Grunters? Just check if I can fit something there. Just move this back a smidgen. Yeah, intent is just that I can fit a Gore Grunter in front of that if I want to and be inside my deployment. Okay, cool. Your tower?
But let's hold off on deploying.
Yeah, we're just.
Okay, yeah. We'll just do the faction terrain again.
Yeah, that's cool. I just gotta find someone who can help me with this real quick. One sec. Hey.
Hey, man.
Oh, I can borrow you for a sec?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to do, okay? I have 3 different sounds all working simultaneously. There's the music, there's myself, and there's the other 2 players. What I'm trying to do is make it so that if I'm talking, I'm the only person that you can really hear and pay attention to, right? But that if I'm quiet, if I say nothing, you can hear the other 2 players, and they're easy to hear over the sound of the music. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go back and you tell me what you think. Okay, so here is
no, so I have,
here it is right
before
here.
That, so I have to pick a unit
I have a
in my
feeling
hero
it's probably
phase.
too loud right
Oh.
away, so I'm gonna
It
reduce
can
the
be enemy
volume down to
within, I mean, it can be
50%.
within 18 if it's mounted or whatever. But yeah, I've
Does
got
this
to pick
mean,
a
like,
unit.
Let's
in my
try
order.
this here. If you
Where
wanna,
there's, like, 2
if you
patches
can you see the chat? Is the chat working?
Because they
Right, because if I'm gonna go off and say like a bunch of stuff and be like, oh blah 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 whatever, hit this and that and the other thing, like I want it to sound good from me, or is it just a bunch of busy nonsense?
That's news to me if they've updated that. They changed it to be an aura.
Yeah, an aura of +1.
I checked.
But
Yeah,
yours,
it was only
you have to
friendly.
pick it in the hero phase.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, mine is still picking the hero phase. My breakup boss is still control 2.
Oh no.
Fucking
Really?
shoot me. Yeah. He just got to control 5 in one of the more recent patches since then.
Oh, I thought he was 5 from the beginning. That's crazy.
I don't know why he wasn't, but no, he was.
I guess you're
control 2.
lag or you're delayed.
Because he's a hero. But that doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
I don't see your
He used to be
message. No,
infantry as well, didn't he?
that's probably my fault.
Not this edition, at least. I
Like
never
back in
played
first.
first edition, so I don't really know.
Yeah, I think the monster thing was a bit of a blow up point. So let me just run over, make sure I know
Hold on.
everything in your army right now. So you have impact mortals on the pigs, and they can both do it if they charge. Is that right?
That's probably
Once
wrong.
per game, impact mortals. Yes.
And it's
every
just
unit
2 up.
within the combat range. I think it's 2 up. I think it's 2 up. I
2
think
up.
it gets a bonus against infantry. I'll double check it.
2 up D3. I feel like it was maybe units within 1 inch, because some of the
Yeah, 1
rampages
inch.
are. Okay, so it's every unit within 1 from both of them. Can you pick
Players that
I guess
require
you can't
increase.
pick the
Are
same
they
unit
quiet
multiple
relative to me?
times,
Like if I talk
because
over
you-
top of
each time you
them,
pick a unit, it has to be
like I want it to really sound like I'm the only one that you can hear,
Enemies with the
right?
abilities.
So it's not like it's a bunch of noisy nonsense.
But yeah, it's
But
plus
why
1. So yeah,
can't
it's 2 up
I?
D3 mortals, each.
Chat working.
Oh, yeah. Roll a D3 for each
You know,
enemy.
what I need.
Another thing is just a different rampage I can use instead of one of the other ones that gives me momentum and lets me move D6.
Yeah. And it's only when you've charged. So I guess unless you're at max momentum, I don't see why you would use that one, because you probably want the strike last
Stop
for the
streaming.
+1.
He already has another way to give momentum, so yeah, it's.
Yeah,
it's
you just
there,
use his
it
one to
exists.
give this one.
So
I
preview
mean,
sound great over
maybe
top
if
of
I
Extra
them.
movement.
Last you some other way. Like maybe if I strike last
Okay,
with my army
so if
with
I
my
increase
and
them,
I need the moment, it's
so here I go. I'm gonna try to increase them by a little bit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go from
I have to
50%
still play
to
this game.
60%,
I have to know that it exists. Yeah.
it can get you places sometimes.
and then
you're-
we'll
you're
have to
3
see what
cards.
that's. Okay, now they've both been increased up to
50 plus
60%,
rack. And a lot of them will be at +1.
and now that's what that
Probably
sounds
one
like.
+3
And then
or
the
whatever,
music's in the
right? Like, you use the
background,
Borkra.
so
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. And I can only get unbinds. I can only get unbinds in the places of
But
power,
if-
which is over here.
okay. Well, how about now with I just like with this increase. Why isn't my chat working?
Okay, yeah. And you're gonna be wizarding.
This should be easier than this.
Yeah, I think you've got quite a lot of good anti-monster tech that I'm quite scared of. Like
And a little bit, yeah.
Strangle Hex, Monster Killers.
Okay, I see
like
the chat
Strike
now.
Last against monsters with the Monster Killers. Strike
I love
Last
the
from your
Killbow.
Dirty Trick, and the fucking Killbow.
No,
that
no, look
thing-
at him.
I did the math on that, and I think it can one-shot me like quite.
My first game of the tournament was against Gargants. And
Okay, so how about
shoot
now?
turns,
How
and
does
one
all
turn it
this
did
sound
0
now?
damage,
Does
the
it
next
sound
turn it did
still
6
good and
damage,
better?
Another turn it did 12. It was
Or is it?
the full spread.
Is it? Do I still need to adjust some of the
I guess.
volume?
Hitting those 3-ups to hit is the main barrier. Because once you're ranged 3, that's getting through most things. Yeah.
It's not really
Any other
that's
recommendations?
because
Should I
it's
turn the
so
music
shocked.
down
It's
maybe a
am
little
I really
bit?
gonna roll exactly the number that's gonna match?
I can turn the volume,
Yeah,
the
I
music
don't
down a
know. I was
little bit.
doing the math on that, and I'm like, I'm still torn. I guess we'll have to
Sunforge,
see
hey
what you
chat,
shoot
yeah.
and whether I want that thing alive.
It's just you and me in
What
here,
you
friend.
believe in
Don't
my
get
power.
excited.
The turn you do it is the turn I miss both shots.
Daisy, you're
it'll be
fine.
like, oh, that defense. Oh, well, that was a waste.
So how? Okay, I see you're typing in Discord here.
Okay. Where are we at, Moss?
I think I'm almost there.
Mhm.
Just one sec. Everyone buy another 5 to 10. I can't. Oh, so I can just do this. So how about that? Is that better now? Oh no, because that's not me. I'm not being increased by 5. Oh, I can actually. I can just go like that. Hey, Sproul. Is that how you pronounce it, by the way?
Yeah, Sproul is good. Yeah.
Can you
Or
just like tell me about your week?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here we
What
go.
did I do this
How
week?
does
I
this
was
sound
working.
now? Is this better?
We had a big software release.
Or is that
I
still-
was nervous about, and it went well. So I'm very relieved about that, and now I get to play some TTS. So I'm having a good week.
How adult of you?
Yeah.
How does it
I've actually
sound
got a
all this?
4-day weekend.
Me on top.
Because, I have my day off on Friday, and I swapped my other
Him
day
by
off
himself,
to Monday,
me on
so
top. Now I'm talking on
take it
top of
easy
him, so
after
now
the
he
sun.
can't even do
Yeah,
anything.
going
It's
away.
so like
a bit, just to chill out. So yeah.
perfect. Okay,
Good.
thanks, son. I appreciate
weekend.
you. Awesome, dude. Sounds like a good time.
Levels are good.
I think so. I hope so,
Cool.
because I have a friend of mine checking on the other side. So, okay, well,
Nice.
okay, well, we're waiting for Caleb to come back, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will also be back. One sec.
Oh good.
Excuse me, doggos. Okay. Happy Friday night. I am so excited to be here and to live cast my very first AOS TTS Boss League finals. It's not the first Boss League, it's like the 4th, the 5th. But it's Kruleboyz versus Ironjawz, 2 fantastic players. I mean, how could I possibly say no, right? So let's have just a quick look at their lists. So first we have our Kruleboyz player with Caleb. He is playing Kruleboyz Trophy Finger, and this is from a little bit before ago, right? Because like all the rules and everything lock in, so I think this is like 4 or 6 weeks old, roughly. So we have a Gobsprak with the Mouth of Mork, a Killbow, and a Break a Boss with Egomaniac and Eyebiter Ash. Quite different. Reinforced Gut Rippers. Second regiment is a Swamp Kala with a unit of Manskewer Bolt Boys reinforced. Another 3 Bolt Boys, a unit of Monster Killers, and Scaregrub. And then, of course, a regiment of renown with Dahurtland Hogs. So there's going to be lots of big pigs here in this list. And then on the other side, we have Michael Sproul playing Krazog's Grunta Stampede. So this is actually the Grunta Stampede army of renown. So should be interesting. Should be a little bit different. Should be fun to watch. Not just your standard stuff, right? Tusk Boss on Maw Grunta with Da Boom Skull. Gore Gruntas, Hack and Crew, another Tusk Boss in the 2nd Regiment with Trophy Hunter, another unit of Gore Gruntas, and 2 more units of Gore Grunta Gougers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 big pigs and 2 sets of little pigs. Should be really fun. I'm very excited. I'm happy to get the chance to do this. Increase yourself only by 5%. I can't do it. Just checking out all my levels and all this too. I could increase by this thing. Oops, actually I bet you I could, but I think that it'll be okay. I think it's good enough. I think this is the best that we're gonna get for right now. Cool. So let's go see if either of those guys are around, just to have a quick little. Hey, are either of you two here in Discord? Sorry, what was that? I didn't hear what she said.
Oh no, I thought you said something.
Oh, I did, yeah. So, did you want to tell me about your list? Like, I have your list up here on screen. I'm just wondering, why did you decide to run this list this season?
So, yeah, I'd been playing around with this list a little bit, and I realized that it was actually stronger than I thought it was, because it's got this auto slay rampage that happens in every charge phase, and I'd assumed that it was only in my charge phase and only when I charge. But the way it's written, if I'm in combat with one of my big pigs in any charge phase, I can roll a dice, add the momentum, and if it's higher than the health characteristic of an enemy unit that I'm in combat with, then 1 model from that unit is slain. So like into Trogs, I was saying to Caleb before, this is great. Or like Baron Guard, right? Because you're at 3 momentum, they charge into you, you roll a 3 up, and one of them dies, which is just like absolute value. It's also useful into like little foot heroes, like some foot hero that's going to make you strike last or give something strike first, like a Branch Witch or a Marascroll Herald or something. They usually have 5 health. You run into them, you roll a 2 up, they die. Or no, a 3 up still. But yeah, so someone I think on your server pointed this out, that this rampage was actually even better than I'd previously thought. So I was like, actually, that's really cool. And someone went 5-0 with this Army of Renown. I think that was what really brought attention to it. There's a copy pasta list that everyone runs that just has like 21 Gore Grunters. I think 1 block is reinforced, and then the rest are singular. But I really like the big pigs, and I don't have 21 Gore Grunters IRL. So I was like, what if I ran 6 big pigs, 2 of each? Because I'm a newer player, right? I mostly started playing in 4th, so I don't have the 21 Gore Grunters from back in 3rd edition.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Taking up shelf space.
I like this version of the list more than that one, I think. I haven't actually played the other one, but the main reason you take the Gore Grunters is probably for the impact mortals. And as we know, Gore Grunters, other than that, are not doing a heap of damage. So the way I run them, I mostly use them as screens and to pin things, but they're not really fighting. And like, if I get to pop off the impact mortals, that's great. But really, they're there to keep my big pigs safe and run tactics and stuff while the big pigs kill things.
Yeah, they're like utility / almost like anvil-y, screen, tar pity kind of roles. They're all just utility, right? They're not there for damage.
There's a lot of armies that can just like delete them in a single activation, so you got to be careful. Like,
sure, some of those scary hammers.
Yeah, like if you charge into, I don't know, Kragnos or something, he's just gonna blow them up before they can pin him. But yeah, into like smaller things, they're really good. And I find something about this list, it suits my playstyle. I think there's not too many models to move around, and you can be quite deliberate with how you move each unit. And it has strong enough rules that it feels quite reliable to play. Like I'm very familiar with this list now, and I know how it works. And the big pigs, they hit on 4s, but prize beast or all out attack, you're getting them to 3s, and then they're pretty reliable with the damage that they can pump out. And I find that also having the strike last from the 2 gouges is great. Just so useful against so many things that are going to give themselves strike first or give you strike last. Like against Caleb's list, he's got, I think, 2 or 3 ways of giving me strike last, because he's also got a big pig. He's got the Kruleboyz dirty trick, and he's also got the monster killers. So being able to play the activation game a little bit with the strike lasts is really good. And then having the 6 big pigs means that even if I'm using, the retreat and charge rampage, the tusk boss rampage, and the strike last rampage, usually I have 1 big pig left over to do that auto slay rampage on something as well, which is usually useful. So yeah, it's pretty much the idea behind the list. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've had a good run up until now.
Well, I mean, you're 3-0 so far, right? That's why you're here.
Yeah. This is probably the best result I've ever got in a tournament. So I think something about this list, is really gelling for me. I don't do as well when I play other armies. So that's until it gets nerfed, this is what I'll be running, I think.
So you're playing against Caleb. Caleb, hey, thanks for joining us. Thanks for playing this evening, man. I appreciate it.
Of course.
So I have your list up here on screen. You're playing Kruleboyz Trophy Finger. I already kind of went over what's actually in the list. What possessed you to play Gobsprak? Tell me, convince me. I'm really...
Gobsprak specifically, half the reason he's in the list is purely to give Prize Beast to the Break-A Boss.
Oh yeah, okay.
He's one of the only ways we have to do that. I think Kragnos is the only other way.
I think so.
I don't play Kragnos, and he's even more expensive. Other than that, I think Gobsprak is actually a lot better now that the Gork Roarer came out. It gives him +2 to cast on all of his spells all the time. Very good. And he kind of just ruins enemy wizards sometimes. Little caster, if they have a little small wound wizard, you can just sometimes lift them off the board and be like, no, he's gone.
I've exploded many a grot head in 3rd edition with Gobsprak.
I did it to most recently a Slanesh wizard of some sort, little foot wizard, just auto 3d6 deny, 6 mortal wounds, get off my table.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love Gobsprak's my pet model for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, Strangle Hex is a very good spell. Monsters are definitely making a comeback. Lots of big monsters. Not all as many as my opponent here today, but lots of people are bringing 1 monster, which gives them a good target for it. 5 mortals on average off of a spellcast is really good. And he synergizes with Trophy Finger as well. So,
are you feeling pretty good with all these anti-monster pieces?
I definitely feel like they're gonna hopefully get me some value here. If they don't, I'm in trouble.
I mean, it's like a kill bow, Gobsprak. Is it 1 unit or 2 units of monster killers?
Just the one.
Just the one? Right, so between a kill bow, monster killers, and Gobsprak, I mean, you got some pretty good anti-monster tech, right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I think Aaron's gonna jump in and join us here. So let's just get him in here, and then we'll get that. I'll ask you guys to mute us, me and Aaron, in chat. Hey, Aaron, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, dude?
Doing pretty good. So we're just gonna get our sound stuff all sorted. So what they're gonna do is they're gonna mute you and I so that we can talk and they can't hear us. And okay. I have all the sound levels figured out super nice. So I've I'm cutting both of them down to about 60% so that I can hear them, but it's not.
But it's not gonna overpower us. That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So then you can adjust them however you like, so that you can hear them and we can kind of talk over them. And
Musk, I think if you do want us to unmute you, just maybe say it in the TTS chat, and we can.
Sure.
If you want to ask us a question or something.
Yeah, that sounds good. Or I don't even know how to access the TTS chat anymore. Okay, yeah, you just go like this right here. Yep, that sounds cool. So you've got a nice little thing there.
Okay, should we kick off deployment then? I'll mute you guys.
Yeah, I think so. I think we're ready to go.
Should I join the TTS game?
Yeah, so it's called Moss Finals or something like that, and the password is WA.
I'm gonna drop my General's Regiment, I think.
Here, let me just double check here.
That's what we can do here.
Give me 6. Starting to take TTS.
No, other guy's the one without.
He's gonna be the teal guy, and he's got all the hack and crews in his regiment. I'm just gonna touch that place of power, just within 3. Yeah, that's a decent spot. We'll give him a little hacking crew buddy. Maybe even in that woods. Holy within 6, just in case I want to do bodyguard. Then we'll put another hacking crew over here, I think.
I'm really excited for this game, dude. It's gonna be great.
What's the game called? So I can join it real quick. It's Moss Final, something like that.
Yeah, Moss Finals. I messaged you in Discord too. The password is WA with 2 A, like capital WAAGH.
These 2 units are cockroaches. Where are they?
All right. Yeah, this is going to be pretty exciting.
One is going to go.
Right off the bat, like, I just want to say that it's becoming quite clear. I think that big pigs are good.
Yeah, no kidding, right?
Yeah, they've been good since last edition of the book, the index, but I think they're really coming into their own, especially as some of the more broken stuff comes down a bit. So it's cool to see that both the Kruleboyz and the Big Pigs army are fighting each other. Like, both have the same things, but obviously play very different other than that. But
yeah, but I mean,
I love the models.
Yeah, this table has 8 big pigs on it.
This guy.
Yeah.
Can I be holy?
I'm bringing 2 next weekend for GT.
From there, I can be.
They're just good units, and I think it makes sense why you would see that both of them playing that.
Sticking out.
Like a fun thing to talk about though, whether deployment.
Yeah.
Who do you think has the advantage here between the 2 armies?
I think that the Kruleboyz player right now, just given how much anti-monster tech that he has against
these guys go.
like all these big pigs, I think that it'll be nasty. I think that if Gobsprack gets like a clutch spell off, or if the Killbow hits and does a lot of damage, or I think there's a lot of like room for that. He's also playing the Army of Renown too in Ironjawz, right? He's not playing the standard Ironjawz.
We'll flank guys.
It's pretty fascinating. I think if he was playing standard Ironjawz, I think he'd have a better shot in this game. I'm kind of inclined to agree with you.
Just a little bit.
Not being able to like really use the
Five.
shenanigans of
Yeah.
stop shooting armies can be pretty rough. Like,
Right.
I actually love the Army of Renown for
that's gonna be
Ironjawz.
my first drop. So yeah.
But
plus boss is just
in matchups like these, you will start feeling the pain of not being able to do that. And the damage is going to matter a little bit less. That big boost of damage you have going on. So I'm kind of inclined to agree with you, but I think it's going to be... The thing is, like,
they're in his regiment, right?
on the counterpoint,
And a monster kills. So you'll be
this
1, 2,
pig list can do so much explosive damage. Like, if he gets double, it's like game over immediately.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I think another thing we can agree on is that player's skill dominates, right?
Oh yeah.
And then it's a dice game.
That forest as well.
So
yeah, like when you talk like matchups, I mean, as a high level player, like who's favored or unfavored in a matchup is like usually not that extreme of a actual percentage. It's really down to the player and how they play it, and if they know how the matchup works. Some are harder than others, for sure. And I don't know these 2 players personally, so it's hard for me to say. But like. One decision different is usually all it takes.
Okay.
I know, like even in a game like chess, it's still like people will make mistakes, and so it's like you could say, "Oh, this is the best play," but like, is it? You know,
range on the Killbow, it shoots 24, right?
It's kind of exciting to see. You never know what's going to happen.
We're gonna put.
Yeah, I'm gonna ramble a little bit, but
no, like
let's put this guy here. Guess he doesn't actually need to be on the.
I mean, right now the Ironjawz player has almost everything. He's 2 drops, right? So the Kruleboyz player is going to be able to have all the information. I see 3 Bull Boys and a Swamp Call Shaman down on the table.
Scary.
Yeah, is the Kruleboyz player also 2 drops? I think he's 3, right?
The Kruleboyz player is 3 drops. Yes. There should be another reinforced Bull Boys on the table though in the regiment.
Yep.
He might fix.
Oh, he may have broken his regiment.
Yeah, he may have popped
Okay.
up knowing he was going to win the drops.
So Caleb, the Kruleboyz player, he actually won the boss league, not last season, so not the
Am I in unbound
Not the
range there?
fall
I'm not in
season,
unbound range
but
there,
the summer season, I guess, the
would
previous
be in unbound
season.
range.
So he's
You
done
get
pretty
into the
well.
tower.
Won lots of games.
Okay. That's exciting. Kruleboyz are very hard. So like, I would say that Kruleboyz power level is quite low unless it's in the hands of a good player, and then they suddenly like take a hard corner. So if this guy's already won a league, then that inspires faith for sure. Because it's always really fun to see like high level Kruleboyz play because they do so much cool things. I'm excited to see this.
Super tough army to play.
Oh yeah, it's
I don't wanna, like, bet you
one of the
on
hardest.
it.
Like it's up there in the top 3 for sure.
What do you think are the top 3?
'Cause remember, I have the pre-game moves.
I would
Yeah,
say
that's what I was just thinking. About.
probably
Yeah, I know what
what are they called? Well, the army I'm picking up now because I love that sort of stuff. But Dark Oath armies are very very hard.
I don't know yet.
Dark Oath. Idith is also very hard, but
Oh, Dark Oath. I thought you said Dark Elf.
Dark Oath, like they're super super hard to play. There's so many interactions, so many small things you're doing all the time, and like everything's really fragile. Idith is also very hard, and Kruleboyz is up there. Some builds of Zeech are very hard.
I was on Reddit the other day. Somebody made a post, like, hey, looking to get into Kruleboyz. Are they new player friendly? And I just said no. Like they are absolutely
Not at
not.
all.
Not even
They're
a little
not.
bit. Like you want a new player friendly destruction army, like play Ironjawz. Just like play a bunch of infantry and some big pigs or something. And it's like I feel like right now with Ironjawz, I feel personally, I think you'll probably agree with me here, are in an excellent place in the meta. They're not overtuned. They're fun.
Yeah.
There's lots of different lists that you can play. Like you could do a Kragnos with stuff. You could do infantry heavy. You could play the War Chanter. You can play the Ardboy boss. Like you could almost play every, like the internal balance of Ironjawz right now is so good. And there's so much to learn, like how to use Mighty Destroyers. Like they are, in my opinion, exactly where you want an army to be.
I'm gonna just whoop.
If you like destruction stuff, they're for sure the army to start with.
Plus
Like
plus in the middle
you said, they're perfectly balanced. Almost everything's viable. Like I think right now, probably Brute builds it to go down just a bit. Like,
Sure.
barely. They're like 1 unit short. Or
But like, what would you put them at? Like 190?
barely. 190, and the mega boss goes down to like 20 or 30, and then
Yeah,
it's just
sure.
enough that you can. They're not, but they're still like really close. Like, and that's the biggest gripe, but that's not even a big one, right? They're in a great spot, and both armies of renown are quite playable. They obviously have their limitations, as they are renowned, what they do. But real quick, speaking of limitations and armies of renown, I want to talk about this deployment as it's unfolding.
Tell me.
And some thoughts that I have. So, this Ironjawz player has priority over who's going to get to go first, right? Because he's finishing his job.
5-inch move, you have to roll a 2.
And the opponent is
right?
not.
Yeah, it's always a 2.
If you see, he's deployed on the line
Make it more than a 2.
very aggressively, without having much information as to where the opponent's going to be. And one thing that I would say is that if you're playing an army like this and you have drop control over who's going first, you should deploy a little more safely. Because
Sure.
he's probably going to hand his opponent the turn,
just
right?
Move a big pig into Stranglehold.
I mean, I would think
like
so.
what-
Per game move into my.
Unless his plan is to go really aggressive, which it could be, and that could be devastating.
Well,
It
don't
does afford
forget
some
too.
flexibility.
Like it's more than that too, because he also, the Ironjawz player, also gets a pre-game move. Like a deployment move. I'm just looking at it right here. What does it say here? Yeah, it's right here. The rule is called Fast and Furious. Pick a friendly non-hero grunt to stampede unit to be the target. The target can immediately use a normal move ability as if it were your movement phase, and this is a deployment
I have
phase
a
ability.
deployment phase ability.
Here it
Oh,
comes right
that's
here.
really
Let's
cool.
watch
Actually,
this.
Shooting on one of my heroes. So,
Okay,
FYI.
that's actually going to be really exciting, and now that makes more sense because he can go for some really aggressive plays here and really get a huge tempo advantage. I'm curious what he does with that. I do like that they're both using these forests very actively. That's a really good play. It matters a little bit less for the Kruleboyz player, but it's still good.
Seems a bit excessive, maybe, but wants to carry
It's driving me nuts. I can't
It's,
rotate that tower so it's facing forward.
7, which is just enough to be a pain in the butt.
I'm gonna like pee my
The boss
pants.
marker.
Yeah, it's like I can't interact with it. It's like, oh my
He's
god.
watching us.
I think you can string them out and just have like a double up at one end, right? Because you.
Yeah, you need
Oh
double
no,
up.
yeah.
I think
How do you
need
feel
to
about this
double
Kruleboyz
it.
player's deployment here?
Because otherwise,
Like,
you're not.
curious what your thoughts are.
I think you're kind of on it with that. I think that this might be like a big regret moment where we see like a deployment move and like a first turn and like a real crash into the front. Especially that Break-A-Boss is looking kind of vulnerable to me right now. Like I really
He's
don't.
looking kind of juicy.
But
Yeah.
we can be surprised and get some strike last right from the Kruleboyz player.
Absolutely. And if he does do that, if he takes first and does that, then the Kruleboyz player has massive opportunity to crack back
I'll do
with
my deployment.
absolute lethality.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna put.
I would say that he should be using those gut
I'm gonna put
rippers
prize beast on
to
this
cover
guy.
in front of
Green
himself.
active
Yeah.
Here. Not just leave that Break-A-Boss up,
I'll
but like,
just put a +1 to hit next to him. And then I have my.
And for our audience watching here, we are playing the Vice, so the objectives are actually the 4 in the corner,
The 29 even.
right? And then the 5 objectives that are in the middle are not active yet. Joseph Dale says my money is on the orcs.
Yeah, I think this
I'll take that
I think
bet.
the green guys are gonna win.
I think the green
one's
guys.
gonna win.
Yeah, I think the big pig player is gonna
off
win.
there, but straight.
We could be even
No,
more
I don't-
specific
I
there.
think-
Do not want
I mean, how
to
could you
shot,
how
but
could you
actually it's
lose?
29.
How
It's
do you
29
feel about
there.
Device as a mission?
I think it's fine. I think
shoot him
I think
unless you
it's
somehow
I think of all the maps in the pool,
But
I
yeah,
think
I will
it's
do it.
one of the maps that really will
Cool.
favor some armies
And
over
then, yeah,
others.
My -1 to hit is gonna
Right,
go
like
on-
armies
I-
that want to fight in the middle,
Yeah.
like trolls and Ironjawz.
either
I
of
think
them.
definitely have an advantage
I
here.
think I need to keep the general
I
alive.
think
longer.
Device is like
The -1 to hit
um,
the general while he's
it's a very
holding six with
divisive
another,
map. Like
um,
definitely, like everyone either loves or
another
hates it.
unit. So I think he should have
There's a
that.
few missions that everyone kind of
Green
agrees aren't good, and a few missions
Set
that everyone
them up
agrees
so
are
that they
bad.
were- yeah.
But there's a few in the middle, and this one in particular. Like everyone's always arguing about this one. I love it.
Prize beast to him, of course.
I like it too.
And,
I think there's a lot of stuff you can do, and I think it can teach you a lot about the game. And I think it's less polarizing than people think it is.
He's always prize beast. It always comes up. I just
Yeah,
assume
like-
he's top 3s at this point. I forget that he doesn't normally.
Critically,
If I-
it's
if
alright,
I was
you
playing
know,
this-
sub-faction.
Um,
Yes.
Nice.
with that pregame move, I probably put one of my big pigs up on one of these flanks and double
Yeah,
move
like you
onto
could-
their back objective to get a point
I
lead
think
right at the
I'm
beginning.
giving you first here, so over to you.
Because if you can double move and like get that back corner, you're just starting off way ahead.
I will take
Uh,
both.
Yeah.
Both my heroes on the place of power.
So I think like you can do some really cheeky plays. And the Kruleboyz player also has tools, although
Are
I
you in
think
range?
he would be
No.
unwise to
Yeah,
be
so I'm doing
aggressive
it
here.
with the non-general. Yeah.
So
I think that would end badly.
did you hear who's taking first here?
Hero phase, he's gonna
Oh, it looks like the Kruleboy player is getting first.
He is going to summon
Makes
the
sense.
Orc Roar.
He didn't do his pregame move.
That's
+1
true.
because he's him. That's 3
Interesting.
dice. That's too many dice.
Yeah, I mean, like
7 upgrade.
a friend of mine when I was
I mean, really,
learning
I will go
when I was
down
learning
that.
to play D&D for the first time, like years and years ago, he told me that D&D is like playing lawyer. It's just who can remember all the rules, and that's who like right. And I feel like, and I 100% agree in this game in Age of Sigmar, the player who just remembers every rule that they have and uses it. Not even to the best of its ability, but just literally remembers all their rules. You have a huge advantage.
Give him +2.
Gavin Gregar, the number one player in the world for the most part. I mean, it's been back and forth between him and Tom Guan and a few others, but he's the most consistently top player. He's also a friend of mine, but today he posted one of our little group chat things, a really, really poignant summary of what it takes to be good at
What other spells you have? You have
Age of
the magic
Sigmar. And he has this really like kind of blunt way of saying things instead of like his
Nothing else is
in the
in range,
beginning.
right?
But
enemy targeted.
one of his
Just in
Yeah, so I'm-
number 1 out of 5
I'll
things
go the
was
Nope. It's an
knowing the
extra.
rules.
So,
Yeah, knowing the rules.
Knowing and then remembering the rules. Like,
Yep.
That's step 1. Step 2 is learning basic arithmetic.
+1 to dirty trick.
But by that I mean understanding the math of the game, and understanding what works, what might work, what won't work, knowing when to take risks, knowing what the impact of your units will have. Like
The options.
Um,
must face.
it's, but like you said, like knowing the rules is number 1, and knowing what's all your abilities and remembering.
That one matters.
I remember them under pressure when a million things are happening, and then also thinking ahead, like I can use all these different rules.
Well, that comes later.
By giving them +1 and using it.
It's just
my next
time.
30 turns,
It's
up.
time and practice.
Nice.
Well, like, I don't know how people play without notes.
Your breaker boss has Igor.
Like, do you play with notes when you play?
I don't play with notes at the table, but what I do, what I did, first of all, I just want to say, for these guys, this is a great opportunity for them to reflect, watch this video afterwards, and be like,
Sure.
remember this stuff.
Last hero
But
trigger.
what I do is,
Gorky.
I stopped
Probably
doing it
only
now a little bit because I'm too
does
busy,
anything at
but
this point.
I used to, for every single tournament, I'd take notes on every single army
Swamp doesn't do much.
and draw up like a hypothetical deployment against them.
Well, not even.
And I would never look at the notes, but I would write them down,
On me, yeah.
Sure.
and it'd help.
Foot always finds a way to.
I just literally have like an order of operations. I'm showing it on the screen right now, but it's just like in the move phase, I have an ability called Eye for the Fight, and it's redeploy wholly within 12 4-inch minimum. And then as I go through the game, it's like, oh, it's my turn. I pull up my sheet. It says move phase. I'm like, right, I can redeploy. Hack and Crew has an ability, right? Like, it's almost like I just go through the checklist, right? Like, okay, these spells, these abilities, and I can put them in an order that I want to actually, like play them in almost sometimes too, right? So it looks like the Kruleboyz player successfully is getting off. I think he's a 3 cast right now, but it looks like he's successfully getting off. And the big old stompy feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, he doesn't have one for some reason, which is.
That's pretty strong.
Yeah, get some control out early here.
Exactly where he wants to be at.
Well, he's uncontested. The Ironjawz player has 0 casts.
Would you like to?
So that Gork Rora getting off right at the
Oh, yeah, that's
beginning means that for the rest of the game, it looks like the manifestations for the Kruleboyz player are going to play a significant role here and dominate.
Now there is a really good play for the audience here that they could have done here. So this here's a place of power that he's got next to his big pigs, and he could have used both these dust bosses on it to give them both unbinds.
Right, that's true. Yep, good point.
Could have definitely given a lot of interaction here, and it's like a little missed opportunity. And these small plays really do add up big time. And now he's getting punished for it, which is dope. Like, interesting choice here.
Break a boss coming out.
Break a boss is a mean son of a gun. So.
Pay a CP and auto run the
Well, I
character
mean,
for
like,
the
have you
skill
seen
level.
those recent lists that have been doing well for Kruleboyz? It's like these 5 and 0 lists. It's like Kragnos and 1 break a boss, and the other one was like Kragnos and 2 break a bosses.
Yeah.
My interview with Eugene, right?
Yeah. Eugene's my friend. He's a hilarious
left to
dude.
right for me, so just
The most Russian man I've ever known. He's a really cool guy, but he played that super well. I watched a lot of his games. I was in that tournament as well. I was not feeling well.
So 3 to both the
But
pigs.
I watched his game and he was doing amazing stuff with them. And it's really strong. Like,
now, right?
I love breaker bosses. I have 3 of them fully painted. Like, I love them.
That's nice.
A little pet unit of mine. I'm glad they're good.
Yeah, me too. It was the first model I bought after I got the Dominion box. Was a break a boss.
So I'm really curious what the Kruleboyz player is thinking right now. I don't know if this play is necessarily wrong. I'm just curious as to what his mindset is going into these plays he's making here. What do you think he's up to?
I think that he's hoping that
Getting that vice
he can fail the charge.
It's not even
Like the
I
Ironjawz
need
player
to
is
see
going to
the
fail
settings.
charges, but
It's only
I just can't see that
objective I
happening.
can reasonably
Maybe
do
he's
that
just
There
going to
is a-
sacrifice
there's
these
a
gut
reason to
rippers.
do that.
I'd have
Yeah.
to set up pretty spread out to do.
If he
twice.
hadn't put the breaker boss up this close,
So,
yeah.
figure might as well
moving up like
just
this,
set it, you know.
oh no, it's God's Frack. It's not the
Totally.
Yeah,
the Ripper
gobby,
boss.
gobby. Yeah.
If it was Ripper boss, I'd be like, oh, he can reroll the redeploy, and he can go -2/6 to charges here. Like, he has a good ability to bait him into
Well, it's worth a lot of
overextending.
points when it becomes existent.
But it's not the Ripper boss, so it becomes quite risky, to put it lightly. I have a feeling here that this is going to end badly for him.
Run the monster
Yeah, that's
good.
Well,
But we'll see. I mean, first of all, destruction hitting on 4s. You never know. Secondly, he may have a whole plan in mind here that we are just not, that we don't see at the moment.
Forget that. I think.
Because he does have these gougers available for.
I'm gonna try and remember.
for like a counter-charging sort of mechanic.
Though the gut
So
rippers,
because-
sorry, the gut rippers have crits on 5s, don't they?
I'm just gonna ask a question. I'm gonna see if I get a reply here.
Oh, I see. Yeah, you got it. And they just have one lot of +1 to save. Oh, you didn't do the +1 to the save from the swamp color.
That one only lasts the turn, not the battle.
Oh, so there's no point.
So that's why. Unless you countercharge me, it is totally irrelevant.
I was just wondering if they used any
I guess I could countercharge you. That's
any dirty
Yeah,
tricks
good.
yet.
I would not be unhappy if you did that.
I think
Come,
if I
give me
got,
my crit levels.
portals,
We're gonna try to teleport the big boy unit, I think. Are we gonna do it?
but made misread that.
Let's see, they could come up here.
So
But yeah, I hear
I
I do agree that I think the Kruleboyz player should be playing a little bit more cagey here.
That's, the next one's a 4.
yeah.
Big boys come up here.
This must be a dirty trick right here.
This is a good play. I like this though. This does open up some stuff, and because it's Beastgear Kupla, I did check earlier, it is in range of the
Right, Holy
Dust
Spray
boss.
terrain is very small.
you'll be able to shoot that dust
It is
boss
surprisingly small. Yeah.
and hit them with the
I feel like it should be
boys.
6.
And
That's
that
where most ranges like that are. Ours is always
does
slightly less.
open up a lot of
Makes it a bit easier
kill this
to
dust boss
counter
really.
a little bit, but that's fine.
things do look a lot better for him.
Range units. That makes
As long as he can get immediately doubled, that does put him in a decent good spot.
Yeah,
He's
sure.
building his a lot of stuff here.
Not cry too much about it.
He's got a lot of control over
Back
where
range.
units can go.
Oh, this is really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm
this
not
guy's
sure if
already
you
do
saw
that.
this, but he
Oh, yeah, he's
put the
already-
monster killers right up behind this piece of terrain.
Sorry.
So anything that comes within the middle here is going to get its rampage taken away and maybe even strike lasted.
I think it might take away his
That
range.
is
No,
interesting.
That's a good move. I like
Yeah.
it.
His the range. That's clever. It's very clever. He won't be able to get them
We're gonna
immediately
run the Gouger.
because of how the visibility works. But 6-inch aura, or whatever it is, still does apply, which is very strong. It's
Oh my god.
14. I don't think he's going
It might be
anywhere
the
that
it might
much.
be the best anti-monster piece in the game. Easy, I think monster
so,
killers.
good. So cheap, so efficient, and when
Yeah.
targets monsters, they're incredible.
A little countered. And then we're gonna run
I
Rampage,
think
but
he
it's
should be
still
moving this
close
Gouger
so
to be in that gap between the Kruleboyz and the
just
building,
beats the counters.
like a little bit back and countercharging to give full strike blast.
Yeah.
We'll run the Bolt Boys.
Him
in the
moving him
back.
here
Not-
prevents him from being particularly useful while still putting him in a threatening spot.
Well,
Um,
ready to take this objective, just in case.
So I feel like he could very easily have put himself in a spot where that's not as much of a
Gobs
thing.
Brack, he's just going to shuffle around a bit.
Another cool
Stays
play
with the
that I'm
Corridor
seeing.
because that's
Well, I'm not going to say it yet. Let's see if he does it. But there is a play with Gobs
That
Brack
+2
that I'm very excited that if he does it,
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna give him a
stays there. It's-
long range high five, a Bluetooth high five.
That's good.
That is my
No, I'm curious.
plays. The Killbow will sit still. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, Killbow sitting still.
Yeah, I definitely.
Yeah,
will
and he's in
read
range.
someone. Let me just check some ranges.
Let's see it. This is gonna be neat, I think.
What is he measuring? Do you think right now, the Ironjawz player?
The Ironjawz player
Yeah.
is probably thinking about his next
What am
turn.
I doing here? So that's it.
Because if you redeploy now, you
I'm
do
gonna
get
redeploy,
the run bonuses.
This Gouger at the back end.
Okay.
So
With
for
that,
3 CP, he's gonna go.
I see the thought.
And I don't think there's heaps of room for him to go, but it's just really to get some momentum. He's gonna get a little bit closer.
Oh, okay,
He
so
moved
he's
that
running.
He's running to
Alright,
momentum,
and I'll use
basically.
this
Yeah.
square one.
Yeah.
If you move that Tusk boss backwards,
Easy to keep track
he'd be
of.
outside of
Alright,
18
so to shoot.
and outside of the Killboy's range, I
We'll
think.
start
Just
with the
shooting
one
first.
that we all
Oh,
want to
okay.
know what happens with, and that's the Killbow.
So that's what I was kind of expecting, because if on the roll of a 3 or better, he would have been safe.
2 shots. You get +1 to hit because it didn't move, so this is 3s with crits.
All right, let's see these. Oh, there's a crit.
Ooh,
Alright.
ooh, here we go.
So
See
I'm
it,
down to a
see it,
2 up,
see
back
it.
to a 5 up. Goes in, so 6 damage. And he
Nice.
hadn't taken any yet from
Yeah, crit auto wound.
Foot did not touch him.
Crit auto wound is super good. Beast Skewers, I think, as for Kruleboyz player out there, I think Beast Skewers are one of the most underrated units in the army. All of my lists have 2. I think they're so good.
I think they're
Even
very
against
good. Yeah.
non-monsters, they're good.
I think
They used to be useless against non-monsters.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Now they're still absolutely fine against non-monsters. but just two
Yeah,
of them in
so
your army, and you
these
pretty
guys-
much auto-win monster matchups. So, like, I would recommend, from my perspective at least, and how I like to
That
play,
is the good question.
I would recommend
will
two of them,
attack here.
personally.
So we get 7 shots.
Well,
Okay, he's all
like
attacking on the
This is-
right now, it's hard to see. Like I think that easily the best Kruleboyz lists right now are just Kragnos lists.
On crit.
Right. Unfortunately, I think that's where Kruleboyz are at.
3 total, run 2 for 2.
I
So
think
5 up
you're
on the
right.
weapons.
Ooh, nice shots.
Okay, we take 1, so that kills the Gorgrunter neatly. Trying to see if I can roll
Interesting.
out
He's
a
splitting
combat
his fire here.
forward, but
Oh, to get around all of defense. That makes
I
sense.
cannot, so I'll just kill this guy at the back. And go down to... Actually, sorry, do you mind if I kill this guy instead? I'll just keep the
That must have been the Bold Boy shooting.
guy on the left.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd be
Only
going
range
to the
with
same target.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Focus coming down.
Maybe
I'm
he's
just
feeling
thinking,
comfortable.
Maybe I don't want to kill the foot. Use it as a charge anchor next turn, but probably.
Well,
the task
he
force just
is in
straight
a little bit of a weird spot.
Okay, you never know.
Um,
Okay, I think
I guess,
that
but-
is, all my shoots in, and all
Yeah,
my
I
players,
personally, even despite the defense,
Well,
I,
yeah,
I
I
guess
guess
I would have gone after it, but I can see the thinking.
I
there.
can't shoot.
don't think
Yeah,
it's
I'll just roll the task
wrong.
force. I'll roll
Just
his
the
task
practice here.
attacks. Actually, maybe the rider attacks are probably more likely to kill.
Oh, he's fighting the foot of
do I
Gork
wanna
here.
pile
This should be a
in?
pretty
That's the
easy
question.
lift.
I guess I just
Yeah.
pile in a tiny bit. Okay, yeah. So 4s.
I wonder what
Rider,
tactic he chose.
trees.
Did they put it up on the board? I
4
wonder.
saves at round 1.
Sees the center, so that was I guess the thinking there.
Makes 2 of them. That's 4 damage.
I see
4
the
damage so
thinking.
far. I'll do the
I guess he
task
wasn't
next.
in much of a
Time to
position to
pick it
get like flakes or something. So
up. 4s.
No, not with his
That does
deployment.
make
Doing
sense.
much.
So, but I mean, like with lots of armies with the destruction battle tactics,
2 damage.
I still feel like
Yep.
it's either going to be take the flanks or seize the center.
And dies.
Like what
Yeah,
other
but-
options? Like
There's 3 last time.
period, regardless of deployment from the Kruleboyz player,
No, no,
could you
they're
have
not- they had- they
seen
held
battle
up.
tactics for?
Okay.
For
I got it.
turn
I got
one.
More
Yellow
attacks.
Yeah.
Little side guys.
I think he
4s,
could have
they
deployed
miss,
differently and gotten
and
them, but it would have been
the
way too
4s,
risky.
5s.
Sure, but it would have
I
been
think
it would have been the
it's
flanks,
2s.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but that's it.
I mean, you could do like you could do a ticket terrain thing if you want to be like real cheeky, but it'd be unwise, I think.
Yeah. Foot is
Uh,
gone.
Now it's dead.
Yep, there goes the foot.
Uh,
But that's
some-
okay,
some
because-
range on its ability, but
Uh,
it
so
did get the
you got-
ability off.
Yeah.
On one of the units.
But it's like that debuff is going to stay for the Ironjawz player's turn, and then on the Kruleboyz player's next turn, unless we have, unless we have a place of power unbind, right? We're just going to see it again, probably. That Gork Rora makes a huge difference for Gobsprak.
Okay, so
What's this guy doing out here?
what I'm kind of hoping he does with Gobsprak is place of power, counter spell with the swamp, and just blocks a ton of ground or the feet. Blocks a ton of ground so the pigs can't get physically into the center.
Sure.
You get because their bases are big. You can body block them. They'll kill the feet for sure. But
I don't want to do not waver, but I'm.
You can be
afraid of
really
getting
nasty
covered
with that
by-
sort of stuff.
afraid of getting
and that's one of the reasons why Gobsprak units like that are pretty darn good.
getting killed in combat. That breaker boss, it's nothing. to mess
So
with.
Kruleboyz player ended with control 1, control 2, obviously not control more, and a successful seize the
And
center.
your next, so your
So
next dirty trick is on a.
8-0.
4 currently.
If
And
I'm-
this is, of course,
sorry, if I'm in
before the
combat,
last
I can
update to the
just
Boss
through
Rock
the
Tower,
wall.
or the
I don't think
Scaregob
it's-
Totem, I should say.
Can they use their rampage on
So
me?
he doesn't get the
No, you don't count as
the
being
bonus
they-
to
no, they can't use
non-friendly
their fight last,
Kruleboyz
but they
units
can
within
turn
18
off
inches of the
push.
tower.
Yeah,
Wholly
so
within
you're-
18 inches. of the tower.
Unfortunately, yeah, and which is pretty impactful. And it's
It
very
matters.
very well might
And that's
it matters a lot.
And
Like,
that's on a 2-up.
it's more than a quality of life buff. Like it, your army works or it doesn't, right?
Once
So,
they fail it, they lose it forever. But
We'll see.
it's 2 up until then.
It's a 2-up. It's pretty good. Yeah.
So what are you thinking for the Ironjawz player here? What would you like to see? Like, what do you think? Is it just going to be a big crash into the middle, or
I'm moving 11.
I think it's what he's gonna do. It's not how I would play it.
what would you do?
These guys are closer.
I
And your gut
would
is gonna make me -1
basically
to hit
just
on
trap
arrows.
him in the middle here,
Oh, yeah,
with
so
all these
not bonus.
gruntas.
This guy can make me -1 to hit and wound.
and then come in around the flanks of the big ones. Just wrap a bunch of gruntas around
Combat range
his
on that
army,
Sure.
is fairly.
and then
wide.
hold
But
the
he only
flanks to
targets
basically do a
one.
good amount of damage because like the gruntas aren't going to die. It's going to be all tied up,
Not
and
everything
then basically
attacks
poised for a
you.
turn 2 kill. If he comes all in the center
Okay.
and doesn't
Um,
double him,
I'm gonna try.
it
to
takes
wave up,
so
but
much
maybe it
damage.
won't work.
Like, which is I think a calculated risk coming from the Kruleboyz player here.
Yep.
He's like, if I don't get doubled, the amount of damage I'm going to put into this opponent is going to be
Health left. Those gut rippers are critting on 5.
Yeah, I could see 3 Gorgruntas, or I guess these 2 remaining Gorgruntas right into the middle. The 3 Gorgruntas on the Ironjawz player right-hand side, just sort of running up
and
to
they have
act as a
plus 1 to
screen
save, so
against the
they're on a
Kruleboyz
4-up
players' big pigs.
And
I
you've
could
got-
see
yeah,
these Gruntas on the left-hand side running up and doing, like, take the flanks,
I think I gotta
as
do
well
something
as the
about
Grunta with
that.
Hack and Crew
Possibly found
running up on the
Hack.
right side to take the flanks, while I keep my other stuff sort of,
alright.
like, flanking left and
Dontcry
right.
Has...
And maybe keep
Yeah,
a Tusk Boss by the place of power just to
Still
offer some unbinds to do something against Grobby.
No, I didn't pile out.
Yeah, even just doing it
So
now,
my hero phase,
to
the bottom
get rid of
power,
to
I'm
unbind the
just gonna try
Gorgora.
and
Yeah.
make
Are we? Yeah, we're probably within range there.
Nostalgia, -1 charge dice on a 4-up, which goes off.
Trying to measure too much because they can see my measurements, but just every once in a while.
I haven't been able to measure. What's the?
So that's kind of nice. And
Little
then
line button.
question is, do I rally?
Yeah.
Or
Or
do
did
I
you?
add
I
it?
chose spectator when I
And
joined,
slash
so that's
pass.
probably
I
why.
chose Game Master.
Probably better.
Um,
That's okay. I don't need to measure.
Yeah. So no, I think I'm not.
Can
gonna
always
rally
refresh, I'm
that
sure.
Tusk Boss. I think he's just chilling.
Change team? Oh no.
Yeah. So over to you for anything in the hero phase.
Yeah, so I would take these Gorgons on the right, run them, not even charge, just kind of put them in front of these 2 big pigs, and then line up, and then take the other ones and line them up in the front over here, and then just line up all my big pigs behind them, and say, if I double you, I'm tabling you. If I don't, I'm still safe, because
Yeah, I think that's
armies
probably
like
the call.
Kruleboyz can't take the hit, right? But if he puts everything into the center and it doesn't work for him, oh, he did it! He did it! I told you, dude. Yeah, there we go. Bluetooth high five, body block up.
That a boy.
Now it's yeah, there we go. I like.
Good
You're
job.
saying you won previously. I was like, yeah, this guy's good. That's a really high level play right there. So now these 3 big pigs over here are in such an awkward spot. They will kill the Morspit Marsh.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
but, like,
I meant to
fine.
take
Who
the-
cares,
yeah,
right?
that's the power.
Like,
And if I
who
take
cares?
the-
That was a great play. That was fantastic. 10 out of 10. Love it.
Okay, yeah, so it's fine. Just so I have 1 up line. Sorry.
so our Ironjawz player here,
Oh, okay.
just to review the army rules a little bit, because I'm a little rusty on them
Oh,
myself.
close.
He gets 1 to the momentum score of his friendly Mogrunt units at the end of the first battle round. So that'll be at the end of this round. So essentially, he doesn't lose momentum at the end of the first turn. Is how it works. He
Yeah.
didn't use that deployment move, or at least I
Yeah.
didn't see or notice anything. So
As far as
that
I didn't
matters.
use it, and this has made him into. He's on the line, so doing a bunch of shooting, but he's not really getting anything for it, right?
Yeah.
So he look
So your
at
intent is
that.
I just-
Oh, look
I
at that.
don't
That's so
shoot
mean.
through that.
Oh, that's mean.
When in doubt, measure it out. Make sure that he can't
Yeah,
get in.
it's something that
Now
I
he
like to
can't
do.
do it.
Here, oh, sorry, I'm on the wrong thing, but it's something that I like to do when I play. Is I like to bring just some extra bases. A standard
Yeah.
monster base is a legitimate base to bring, even if you don't have any monsters in your list. If I was playing this list right now for the Kruleboyz player, I would have a 130 for Gobsprak, and I would have a standard monster. I probably wouldn't bring one for the Break-A-Boss, but I could see myself, like, I probably should. And not even a base, it could just be a piece of paper with a circle cut out of it, right?
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, just so you can check before you do
And
things.
how many health does this thing have? 6.
Stopping
No, it's 8. I can't.
and measuring and checking.
Which is
That one change alone will like make your win rate skyrocket.
Yep, and also like agreeing with your opponent. Like I was playing a game like
Yeah.
a couple weeks ago where I was like,
Okay,
okay, so
so
if I were to
let's
go
move it in.
here, he could get here, right? And we were like measuring, and my opponent was like,
On my left,
yes,
they're gonna run.
that would work. And it's like, cool. And then when I go to do it in the actual game, I'm just like, okay, so I'm going to go where we agreed I could go, right? Like I'll do a quick measure, but like we've already sort of figured this out. He fits here. And there's no... And then if my opponent's really like, well, no, I don't think he could, and it's like, okay, that's fine, but then I can plan around not doing that,
Yeah.
so I don't
Rather
like
than
get
making all your
trapped.
decisions and then
and
finding
your
out,
next
oh, he
turn
doesn't
is on
fit.
a
And you're
Exactly.
Like, oh, this sucks.
I personally like to take a good like
And the
5
minute that
full
happens, one
minutes
is
at the beginning of my
Purrples, do they
turns
still have that?
and think about
yeah, so
everything
that
I'm going
is
to do
okay.
over the
But it's
entire
only
turn,
effects,
and even check with my
like
opponent,
one
make sure that
teleport,
everything's
the other
okay,
ones are enemy
so that as I'm
okay.
playing I already know exactly what I'm going to do. It really helps with command points as well. It's like, well, I need to redeploy for my plan to work, right? I need to redeploy, and I need to auto run, right? So I know where my command points are going to go.
If you ever watch any of my games when I'm playing on stream and stuff like that, like you'll see that when I'm deploying, I am taking so long. Like
At the
I don't
very
do
beginning.
anything. I'm just standing there, like hands on the hips, walk around the table, put them all down, pick it back up, put them all down, pick it back up, and I'm thinking, and I'm thinking, I'm thinking.
Yeah, but it makes
I
the
think
rest of
it's
your
like-
turn go more quickly.
If they need to.
Yeah, then once that's done, I'm like, boom, I'll go real quick,
Exactly.
and like,
Yeah.
I'm one of the fastest players out there at a competitive level. Like most of my games are done within an hour and 15 minutes, hour and a half.
Before we solve that, this hacking crew over here is going to run.
If you sit and make your choices, you don't get stuck.
So he's going.
Yeah, for sure.
13.
Oh. Anyway, let's check in real quick at this game.
10.
What's going on here?
What
So
game?
he's moving these Gorgruntas outside of 3. And they're not really going to do much.
Well, they're backwards. You can't do anything if you're moonwalking into combat.
No, listen, you're aggro mooning. So
yeah, so I'm going to move this
he's
guy
measuring
up.
to protect himself
over-
from being charged on his next turn. He wants to be in like a safe spot where it's like kind of really
So
hard,
here.
unlikely he gets charged. And that's what these sort of
So
games of
you'll
chicken
be
are like my favorite thing about
making
destruction
away
on
from the
destruction.
Well, this is why
You're like-
you have to roll off at the end of every round.
You'll get 2 momentum.
Yeah.
to run.
Right. Well, like
You're
40k
like-
players don't
Also
understand
gonna-
this. That if in this movement melee game, that if double turning wasn't a thing, all that we would be doing is doing what you do in 40k, which is like positioning your units and watching lines and waiting for your opponent to make a move. Like it doesn't work in AOS. You have to be able to randomize who's going next.
Yeah, I agree. Like it's just the fundamental design of the game, and
Yeah.
a lot of people hate it. And
This
when they got
task
into
force
40k, like I used to play competitive 40k,
What do you want to do?
and like I prefer AOS by far, but it's different mechanics. But I think that double turn
Non-heroes.
mechanics make so many interesting
Is that on a 3 up
decisions
or
on the
that's
table.
just always?
3 up.
And
On a 3
once
up.
you
And
are at a
these
certain
my
level-
ranges if I'm within 6.
like yeah, sometimes games like oh if you double turn me you win here, but like it's more along the lines of like
Yes.
if this play works out for you, then you're going to win. But like the game was decided by the double turn. It was just like the finishing blow, so to speak.
Well, you have to play
It
around
makes-
it too, right? Like you design
Yeah.
your lists in such a way, or you these things. It's not like it's completely random. There's lots of decision making that comes before that happens. He's got us. Yeah. Okay.
So he's going to try and go in.
My prize beast has a habit
The
of
swamp
dying
play,
too
which
early, but
I'm so glad he did. It's such a cool play
we'll see.
and a great learning
Right,
experience for
so
anyone who's watching this tournament. Like this game,
That's
it's
fine there.
that's a fantastic play. Want to
He'll be
keep in
in
your
combat with
noggin
the
for
Marsh
potential
as well.
stuff.
And then this
He's
Gorgrunta is just going
choked.
to rotate to be in here. Let me
So
just
looks
check
like
the-
he's just basically going to go with the happy crew,
check
which I
the
think
rule
is
on the
smart.
Gorgrunta. I think for my impact
I will
balls,
see what
I've
his
got to
residents
leave
do.
them edge.
Happy crew can move you if he gets stuck in.
Yeah.
Get back out. So if he does double and making a lot of ability
So
skill,
if I make a decent charge, I can put
he's
the
not really
mortals into
like
the gut
over
rippers, but otherwise maybe the mortals are going into the Morks bit.
action on the pig players.
So this will come up here like that as well.
Taking a difficult situation and currently making
I
the
may as
best
well
of it as far as
stay
I
in
can
a straight line behind this guy.
Quaff in chat says swamp noted. Yeah, and you see too the way that he's positioned it is that it's like a couple inches away because you can move over these manifestations, right? Like they're whatever ethereal or whatever, right? Like you can move through them as if you had flying. So he's positioned it really well. Like he's put it across this way, right? And then he's put it just sort of far enough away that he can't take this tusk boss and fit it on the other side. But also not close enough to the gut rippers that somebody could charge into it and then be in combat range of the gut rippers on the other side. Like this positioning is optimal. I'd say it's perfectly positioned here.
I can actually see why this guy is like it's a great play.
The Morks bit is definitely good there.
Fair to me showing what he got here too. the way he's currently pitching himself, this is really smart.
And you have two
Basically
CP.
adapting into more left.
Closest unit to
Instead of
Kruleboyz
the more
is this guy.
instead of
Noting
sort
that
of
his
the
auto 6 damage is only
is
my
not
too, so it doesn't work.
Oh, okay, yeah. So that's
He's
not
six.
this
he's
guy.
playing a
Oh,
little
it's actually this
here,
unit, which is 15.6.
planning for a second turn, either aggro in
I
or
have to not wait.
he's if you're
So
going to
I
take
think
turn.
actually
I
maybe
like
bring
his
Channel
action
in
in this
here,
situation.
to fight the marsh.
A lot of players going to continue to try and jam through it,
Sensible.
and in all likelihood end up losing the game for it.
Kill that fucking swamp.
Yeah,
Kill it.
he's probably just gonna walk in here, not really
So he's
charge in,
here
and
and
just
he
I mean
charges.
charge, just get the bonuses,
Get
but
in. Can I fit two guys next to each
Just,
other? That's the question.
just kill the
I want
swamp
two guys
and
next to each
hope
other.
for a turn 2.
Well, I want to see what this Break-A-Boss does. Like, if the Kruleboyz player goes next, like, what he's gonna do.
Yeah, so
Because
he'll
the
just-
Ironjawz player, the way that he's
Yeah,
positioned the
where,
Gorgruntas, like, he's...
and
I think he's
the
doing the
Outback
right
is
play
actually
by
just
having the
gonna run,
Gorgruntas go in before
He's just gonna be
the
chilling
Tusk
in
boss,
this woods.
Tusk
Yeah, I think
bosses.
You can shoot him to
Yeah.
pieces if you get the next turn.
There's a lot to be said for acknowledging your units are going to die
All the guys that are
and being like, all right, these Gorgruntas will be dead.
yeah, so that's my.
How to make them do a lot
you can
before
read
that.
Yeah,
So,
trade,
depending on his
buy
targets here,
space. Yeah.
if when he charges with his Gorgruntas, he should be really careful to not tag the Break-A-Boss. Force him to roll a counter charge if he wants him in.
Realistically, you let me counter charge, so I think I go
He's
with
making
play
2 CP, so he has to if he's going to get it, he needs to be able to force him to spend that. He tags him. That Break-A-Boss is going to do so much damage to the Gorgruntas. Kind of undo the whole thing. He's not
I think we're redeploying one of the big pigs from the Kruleboy player here.
Yeah. I think he's hoping to win Prio after that and do a really, really nice counter.
Well, if he gets to, he can just smash into these guys over here.
Yeah, we'll redeploy.
Yeah.
Strike last, a hack and crew.
Whew.
Redeploy of a 3, that's fine.
That's quite good.
Does that
Okay, so
meaningfully
if
get
you,
you any momentum though? Because
bring
you.
momentum.
I go
Those
up by
kind of-
1. So I'll go up to 3 and then down to 2 again. Because otherwise I'd be going down to 1.
Oh, you'd be going out to 1. Yeah, true. Yeah, it does.
Alright, okay.
Okay. Shooting phase. Are you gonna shoot me?
Did we get within range? Is our hack and crew, do you think, within range? It looks like they are
charge
within
phase.
range of these.
I think
Monster
this is where we
killers.
call a war. I think this is it. So,
Oh, here's a Wah.
reroll charges and
Ooh.
D6 Gorgrunta
Yeah,
models.
so here's our,
I'm gonna go with this unit of Gorgruntas first to
oops,
get them
where
out
is
of
it
the way.
here? Grunta
this is
Wah.
charged,
Pick a friendly
give it
Grunta
glorious.
Stampede hero to be the target for the rest of the turn. The following effect applies to friendly Gorgrunta Stampede units that are wholly within
Can't get you
18 inches. So the standard Wah, you can reroll charge rolls for the units, add 1 to the attack characteristics of the Trotters.
So they will just
Okay.
go,
Whatever.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
like.
We're just tryers.
within an
And
inch
then
of
roll
the
a d6
Gorgrunta.
instead of a d3 when determining the
Okay,
amount of mortal
that's
damage
within
inflicted
range,
by the
not,
Gorgrunta charge ability for those
not
units.
engaged,
So
old mate.
like the reroll charges is good, I
Is that an
guess.
inch there?
But because he did lose a die, right, to the
Yeah,
charge
charging like
roll. So
this.
I feel like he's almost using this Wah
Get
out of
this guy
necessity.
as much as possible.
I think so, but I don't think it's actually necessary.
Around that terrain piece.
I think
You're not going to get a heap of
I think he
protection to it,
could
but that's fine.
very quickly
Sorry, five.
play very safely here,
I definitely.
and basically just accept he's going to
because I
maybe
could've,
lose one model,
rolled these guys to give me an easy counter charge. That would have been.
keep the points even,
I wasn't
and set himself up for later turns instead of going aggro like this.
This hacking
With the
crew,
Grunta,
go next,
with
so
the
you can get in.
the Gorgruntas, I
Because
think
now
is
he's got
definitely
all
right.
these units right up here in the middle, which I was worried that he would do.
It's an 8.
Well, he's gonna get
And
shot.
unless he
Gobby's
doesn't
gonna
mind-
blow up some
he
mod. Like it's
doesn't
gonna be a
mind, he
nasty
doesn't mind,
turn
he's not gonna be
for
able to fight.
Kruleboyz if they
Yeah.
get to go next. We're gonna be lifting some of
If
these
he-
big pigs, I think.
There.
If he doesn't double
Really
it,
rolls.
He's
It's-
backwards.
That,
gross.
Turn that.
those Gorgruntas are going to have trouble getting in there.
Turn him around.
But
Turn him around.
jump them.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Why is this tower? What's that tower getting rotated for? Is that Moss?
Oh, is. Yeah, that's
Your
us.
tower was backwards. He was offended.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Or no,
whatever.
I think up here.
That hacking crew is backwards too,
I
but.
think the Gorgrunta. Oh, these pigs.
Oh my god.
This Gorgrunta.
It's okay. It's fine.
On 1d6.
It's fine. It's fine.
Uh,
I don't think
ripping
that.
at people and talking trash like that though, and those moments are part of what's so fun about this game. So
I don't think he can get in here with this Gore Grunta. I think a 4 is a fail. He gets a reroll.
Let's see. This way.
I don't think he can do
I
it.
need a 5.
I guess like
See, this is where we...
from my perspective,
Sorry, go ahead.
this is why this swamp is so good, right? Like this
Yeah.
is disgusting.
Here's the reroll. 3. That's a failed charge from those Gore Gruntas there.
Fine, I'll just put the models into the marsh. And
Technically they succeed, but now they're just body blocking.
pile in.
Yeah, but
his
not.
own
It's not what he
army,
wanted. He wanted
not
definitely
doing
to get that
anything, yeah.
5.
Oh, they will charge, yeah.
He
I
called the
wanted to
one.
use
He's
their
not getting
damage, so
anything out of it.
the general
Nothing.
Well, he will
Really
get
hard.
the Trotters from the
Really
Hacking
good.
crew there.
Really make a huge difference.
Right, +1 to the attack
Three.
characteristic. And, yeah, that
Um,
the other
so
Gore
I don't
Gruntas are
think
going to be able to get that
quick jump,
D6.
right? Like, I don't
Yeah, he
think
can't
there
get in there.
anymore.
There's no way.
No
I'm just
way.
gonna sit.
Um,
I'm just gonna sit
One of
here,
them will
give myself the
probably,
ability to
depending
pile
on
in. If you're,
activations, be able to pile in and
if you
after
let me,
swamp
I don't want to
skills
be on the
and
march
fight,
too much.
like,
So he's up to 1.
Maybe.
And then the other
Um,
boss will charge.
like
Also on 26.
all Kruleboyz players take note of how good
11.
that sort of plays, and this is why Kruleboyz aren't
He also
nuclear
doesn't fit,
friendly.
yes, so
extremely
Charge the
rewarding
marsh
high
here.
level. When he
And
starts
the
these nasty,
idea with these guys is to
stinky
be
boy stuff
within
like this,
6
just
of
being
this.
the nastiest swamp
No,
lad.
it's not within 6. 6.2, but this guy can be within 6. Okay, so you can choose where to pull, I guess. This task boss will use his ability to give these pigs all +1 momentum in the charge phase, and then I'm going to roll. Oh yeah, for the monster killers, yes, that's true.
Oh, yeah, that Rampage!
This guy is going to use his thing to. So am I in combat? Am I in combat with the monster killers or not?
Not in combat, but you're within 6, which is all the requirement for turning off rampage.
Yeah, so I don't think I can slay them because I think my
Well,
auto slay.
so let's just do a quick refresher on
so
our
I'll try
rules
and auto
here.
slay a gut ripper with him.
Yeah, I'll try to deny it. But actually, is that part of your? Let me check your.
But it's are they in combat? They're not in combat,
I
right?
think it is a rampage.
Not in combat, no.
Because they can't.
They're-
It's a rampage.
He doesn't
question
care.
is-
Right.
Oh, like whether I
No,
automatically
whether you
get it.
roll and declare or not.
What's
you not,
the
you roll as part of
Hey,
it,
um,
so it's a
hey-
reaction.
Hey, Aaron, you're sounding a little bit
I
choppy. Do you
roll-
want to do like a quick
no,
restart of your Discord or something?
Okay, so no auto slay. And then I just got the D6
no.
Gore Grunted models. So D6 models for
Oh, here we go. Here's some combat.
to the gut ripper.
Or this is 4 mortals.
That is 1/6. What's this guy?
Oh yeah, I was gonna Google that.
Can
Those two guys.
you hear me?
Alright.
Okay,
Then
cool.
dirty trick.
Yeah, was that you, Aaron, saying that?
I have a charge phase. I could use my charge phase dirty trick. It would make my shot
Okay,
class
can you hear me
dirty
again?
harder.
Yeah, that sounds much better actually. Oh my god.
Yeah.
My mic was sitting like 2 feet off to my side. I got a new mic, but yeah,
Works.
my bad.
No, that's much better. That's
Okay.
amazing.
That
Thank
actually
you.
kills one because they were on 3.
How to
I
enable
don't
streamer mode?
really want you
Okay,
to
so it's
whack
just in
them.
settings. Okay.
So I'm actually going to pull,
I was painting earlier and
Yeah,
had moved my mic away.
even though it's the champion. Fine.
Yeah, because I remember before, like you had
There's a lot of attacks there.
yeah, like that new
Hopefully
mic sounds
they
awesome, dude.
Might be.
Yeah, it was kind of expensive, but it's worth it.
I
I'm gonna
think
make
so.
Videos and-
Combat phase,
You bet,
I do
buddy.
not
What'd
have
you
my
get, Blue
strength
Yeti?
last one, but you can try
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
It's $150
wow.
Blue Yeti, which is not like crazy expensive for a mic, but the quality's it shows.
It shows. I'm really happy. I'm really glad that the rest of our thing together is going to be that instead of your other one. It's a significant improvement. It really is.
Yeah,
Well done. I like it.
thank you.
Interesting.
Whichever you like.
So how are you feeling now about the
Okay, so how many saves
like
do I have? I have
if you
2
like
left.
I feel like at the game's start I probably would have put like 60-40 in favor of the Ironjawz player. How are you feeling now?
Really protects me much from the mortals. Fight with 2 big
I would have been more
ones
like
in there.
55-45 initially,
Successfully blocked me.
but I think
Sorry, I just changed the map.
the way that you're looking right now, I think Kruleboyz are set up for a narrow
I
win.
think they're actually going to all-out attack to try
We'll
to
see
get
how
through. I
the
know they don't
dice
have
pan
charge
out,
damage
but
anymore,
he's
but
playing it
I just wanna
excellently.
put them and not bring the Mybrose in.
I don't know why the
Holy Jesus.
Thing
All
changed?
defense, because that's what I'm saving this 1 CP for.
so I think
Okay,
Kruleboyz
so we've
is
got 9 attacks from the
currently
guys on top. And these would be
in a
just
good
back to their basic
position.
profile.
The dice will determine a
So
lot here,
fours and threes,
of course, but
fours.
he put it, and so the double roll. I think
Threes.
once we know who wins the priority
four
next
up
turn,
and
we'll have a really clear picture. But I really like where the Kruleboyz has positioned himself.
Take damage.
Yeah, like it's. I think that he got. I think that he was really, like, I don't want to say lucky, but lucky with his manifestations.
Twos.
He took a calculated risk and it panned out.
It
That's
definitely
a better way to
panned
say
out,
it.
yeah.
Because he clearly knew what he was doing there. Like, very intentional.
Yes.
One more damage.
And
also, because they
I think
use
there's some
four
really
attacks
good
within
plays that he
range of
did
the
aside from
boss,
that,
it's
like
gonna be,
the way he positioned those monster killers,
from that.
the fact that he,
nothing.
instead of trying to be safe with these bolt boys off of the corner, he brought them into a tight center, because the pigs can get to him. Even if you're in the back, the pigs will get to you. So instead, he brought them center, but surrounded tightly with other units. And I think that was a really good play. He's setting himself up for a absolutely devastating turn if he gets the next turn.
Or I could try to kill these guys, because that's a lot less. It's how many less wounds? These guys are like 14 wounds?
At 12, and these guys
Oh.
are 10 now, because you've killed a few of them. So it's
Interesting.
don't
So he's
have-
activating the Gorgruntas
And I'll
first.
defense this guy, technically. Can't do that there. But I get more attacks on this guy, so I think I do mostly go into the pig.
I don't want to measure because I don't want to inform their decisions.
No, I know,
But I'm
I know.
curious as to whether the Mire Brute is in or not. I'm very curious about that.
I also don't
If
want to
he
do
tags the
that.
Mire
2
Brute.
attacks each.
Yeah,
Five.
right now it'd be
Yeah.
giving information.
I actually went back to a spectator,
Down like 3 guys.
just so I don't
There
mess,
might be
just so I
other
don't
guys that
click
can
on
do
anything or
it, but
do
then I
anything
have
I'm not
some
supposed to.
other unit instead, so we'll see how they pile in, and then
I want to be. It would be unfortunate to like mess something up for them.
we want to keep these
Yeah.
guys six.
I think we're doing pretty good with that.
Yep, I think it's great. The important thing is that I'm having a super fun Friday night. That's the thing that I was
Yeah.
most concerned about, that it wouldn't be like enjoyable for me to do this, but
Let these
I
guys
really
get
appreciate you
I'm about
coming,
to
Aaron.
blast right now.
Hanging out with you and watching an AOS
Absolutely.
game is a good.
So,
It's a good Friday.
Yeah,
13,
and it's fun to have the banter about it. Like, one person talking about it's cool, but like if we can sit here and like chat and like discuss our thoughts on it, it's really fun. So
It's like 10.
Um,
He's gonna die. I'm gonna all out defense that hacking crew just in case.
All out defense on the hacking
Okay.
crew.
You
All
can
right.
The power through.
nice.
yeah.
I was about to say, Gerpas can hit a little harder than people expect from them.
Well, they
And I
can
think they
spike.
have the 5-up
Okay. That's
mortals, so
Well, I'm just trying to remember what our Kruleboyz enhancements were that we chose here.
So 2 ups.
So the Break Boss has Egomaniac, and the
that's why he's up there.
Yep, so that's right, so he can be a little bit more aggressive. And we also have the Eye Biter Ash, which is pick an enemy unit in combat this unit to be the target, subtract 1 from hit rolls and wound rolls for the target's attack for the rest of the turn.
3 up.
So
Oh, that's actually devastating against things like pigs that hit on 4s.
I put that
Like,
one there.
Oops.
Really, really good. I see why he was so aggressive with him. I didn't know he had those abilities
Not
on him at the moment.
here, which is
It's a
so
bait, like, because you think, oh, I can kill this guy, then all of a sudden you're hitting on 5s,
If I get in there.
and
I'll
you
go
are
with the
not
hacking
killing
crew
him,
first.
and he is killing you, and
Actually,
you're
I'll
like,
go with
this
I'll go with this tusk boss to try and pick up.
is not
this
great.
bit marsh there.
nice bait and bait
He'll
and
just
swap
whack
there.
it. I'll just roll the tusks and see if they kill it. So 4s. Anyone hit? 2s.
Oh no,
1 and 2 damage. 4.
he's fighting the Destro experience right now.
Yeah.
Has not killed the Morkspit Marsh yet.
3s. It's another 4 and 1 damage 2.
Probably kill. Okay, that probably kills it.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to go down.
Yeah, but it's so super funny when like you just can't roll 4s and you don't kill the thing you're supposed to kill, and you're like, okay. I mean, with destruction, like half the time you just absolutely
And then you don't have anything else in combat,
obliterate
so
a
I
unit you're
guess
not supposed to, and half the times you kill nothing. It's pretty funny.
So I'll go with these Gore Grunters. They're going to pile in.
Right, so now we can pile in with the Gruntas. Okay.
They want to block you here as much as
But he's kind of
possible.
blocking himself,
Maybe
too.
also get
Like, I'm not sure how I feel about
this guy.
these Tusk bosses
Not what
being
I would
here.
They should not be there. They really shouldn't be there. That's
They
why I was
should-
saying, like, if he comes in the center here, it's super bad for him.
You're -1 to hit still.
Well, he
Because-
needs to get into the kill bow, into Gobsprack, into the Bull Boys on the flanks.
Yeah, and instead he's tied up exactly where the Kruleboyz player wants him,
3s.
relying on 5s or 4s and 5s to hit.
Yeah, and we're just gonna
trying
all
to
out
kill a
defense this
giant
Gudribus
unit.
forever.
And then this guy doesn't have his charge plus and damage turned off, does he?
And Mystic Shield is on
Okay,
them
so
too. So
fives. Hey, the pig's angry.
nasty, nasty, nasty.
2 more, no rend.
Okay, more dice rolling here.
I don't know if you were watching as he did it, but the Gorgruntas hit the Garpus a little bit. He pulled like a model or two and basically made it so neither of these Tusk bosses can hit. Either
Oh,
pilot.
smart.
So
Cunning.
they are doing nothing. Yeah, cunning, but brutal. The brutal we're about to see, depending on who doubles, someone's gonna get brutalized.
In order, this +1, -1, so he's just hitting on his base. So 4s from the guy on top. 2 hits. 3s. 1, rend 2, damage. Rend 1, sorry, damage 2.
Okay, well, let me just... Okay.
Okay. Oh, because you're at defense as well, didn't you? Yeah. And the guys on the side.
Yeah, that's a
4
save.
3s. 3s.
Oh.
1 more, rend 1.
Okay, another failed save there.
Okay, I'm going to roll the shitty profile, and I'm going to roll the best one.
And
So
look how he's
5s and 2s
opening
for
up
the
that
tusks.
charge lane right there.
I mean, sorry,
He's
the cutters.
completely safe because the Gorgruntas are tied in. So these Tusk bosses are offering no threat to his center, but he just pulled away so that on his turn the Breaker boss can come in safely and wreak havoc on the opponent's
So,
army.
if you're the Kruleboyz player, if you go next, are you using all your ranged units to try to take down Gorgruntas to open up a lane for the Breaker boss to hit the Tusk boss?
I think so. I think that's the play. You shoot down these Gorgruntas on the flank here so the Breaker boss can come in. There's several possibilities after that.
More Gudrip is going down. Lots of Gudrip
I would
this
use
time.
Gobsprak to tie up these Gorgruntas to the flank and keep these skewers free. And prevent them from wrapping
Cool,
around.
That's the turn, so that goes away. And I think I score my tactic.
What was his tactic?
So yeah. Hey,
Well, let's check the board.
we go to prior.
It was do not waver.
Yeah, makes sense.
Good luck.
Here's
This
a
is
prior
this is
roll.
going to be a really important priority roll. Let's see it.
That's pretty good. All right, your choice.
Uh-oh.
Kruleboyz is going again.
We'll
Oh,
be back.
Kruleboyz got it. All right, I'm putting Kruleboyz at 70-30 right now. This is looking really good. He's been playing it amazingly. His dice have been going the right direction.
I will unmute you.
Hold on, we're gonna talk to these guys real quick.
Okay.
I just want to do just see how they're feeling here.
There we go. I've
Okay.
unmuted.
Okay, have you both unmuted us?
He went AFK for a minute.
Perfect.
Doodle-doo.
How perfect. So let's ask. So Caleb, how are you feeling? I'm just gonna move. Sproul out of the chat here, so it's just me, you, and Aaron. So how are you feeling about this game so far?
Pretty good. I mean, I got him to commit without doing a whole ton of damage, so I think I can counterpunch him pretty hard here and pick up a good amount of value. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out.
I would like to give you a big Bluetooth high five for that swamp play. I
Well,
was
this
sitting during
is-
your turn. I was like, if he does this,
Yeah,
it's scary.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it's one of my least favorite, honestly, mechanics in the game currently. Manifestation blocking, but it's there, and he's got
I
such
think
big
it's
models. I kind of have to
engaging.
use it.
He had plays he could have done that he didn't do as well. So it wasn't like a lockout game, but it was a really clever play from you. And I like all these little micro things you're doing. I'm loving it. I'm curious to see how this game's going to unfold.
Yeah, you'll have to
Great
go.
plays,
And,
Guardian.
you'll have to watch the VOD and us
one-
cheering or whatever. It's great.
I think the one big mistake I made, I mentioned it to him too. The big mistake was redeploying my pig instead of saving that CP because I forgot about how all his charge phase kills. Because I could have, I blocked my break a boss a little bit. I could have countercharged this guy in there and ruined his tactic.
Or done Unleash Hell or something like that. There's a lot of stuff you could have done, but like I see what you're saying there.
Boys don't do that much when they're shooting out of phase, especially not against 3-up saves, which is why I don't want to do that. And
Fair enough.
but yeah, I could have saved enough for the counter charge there, which could have got me going. But it also would have risked him getting the double here and my break a boss being a bit more exposed. So I mean, there's an argument against it too, I guess. But
Okay, cool. Well, we're
Definitely.
gonna talk to Sproul next here, just so we can keep things going, because I know that we're all worried about our time here. So, you can remute us, and then we'll get Sproul in here, and we'll see how he's feeling.
yeah, sounds good.
All right, we're gonna go like this. All right, Sproul. So how are you feeling about this game so far?
Is he back yet?
I think so.
Hey, sorry, just unmuted you. Yeah.
So how are you feeling about this game so far?
Yeah, not quite the first turn I was hoping for. I wish I'd done a little more damage to the gut rippers. I kind of set up hoping he would try and do flanks, but he counter deployed me pretty effectively. So obviously he went for center. My plan was to go prize beast on this guy to counter the -1 to hit and hopefully be able to do some damage. I'm glad this guy didn't die, but he's probably dying this turn.
Sure, because Kruleboyz are going next, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm decently happy with where the Gore Grunters are because they're screening out my my 2 heroes there. Although obviously I'm going to cop a bunch of shots to the face. So hoping that I maybe only lose 1 big pig this turn and then have a good punch back. I don't know if I would have wanted the double here anyway, just because these guys are locked up in combat. Like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I would have taken it. I could have maybe tried to come in this way, had a 7-inch charge on this guy, but he probably runs away and he's -1 to hit wound and stuff. These pigs are here threatening. I'm kind of glad that this guy's 1d6 charge, so he's not making me strike last, hopefully. Although he can charge this unit that's in combat and with a reroll, yeah. So, but making them strike last, I don't really care about. It's more about this pig that I would like to maybe get some more value out of before he dies.
Yeah, those
So if he
monster
can survive
kills behind the wall are annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of glad they're not fighting me. Like, for him to get them into combat now is going to be hard. So, yeah, no, I think it's an alright spot. We'll see how we go.
Awesome. Well, you can mute us again, and we'll keep rolling.
Yeah, cool. Thanks for covering it. It's yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, dude, we're having a great time back here.
Yeah, it's just a blast. It's an absolute blast.
Oh, cool. Okay, glad to hear. All right, putting you on mute now. See you guys.
All right, back in.
Mute him? Okay, I am. All right, you ready to go?
I'm ready.
All right, I'm gonna do the.
All right, now we're on the Kruleboyz side here.
We're going to put it
No, I mean, like, to be honest, like, just, and I don't mean this in any kind of disrespectful way, but I would say that Caleb is definitely a more seasoned player than Sproul is.
Yeah.
My bird's gonna be
Right?
combat.
Like I said, like, Caleb, like, was winning, like, my boss league before, and the boss league now has become quite competitive.
kind of approach. All right.
Yeah.
Also worth noting that.
And you can also just like listen to the way he talks, where he's like,
Yes.
oh, I made this minor misplay. I could have done this better.
Sure.
And like having that always like,
Sticky
what
right away, or do we need
plays
to
did I do wrong, and
stay
how
on
can I do
the
better
balls?
next time?
I think
Like
you have
anyone
to
who
be on
plays
the
like that
game
is inevitably going to become a very scary player.
Start of the first battle
And
round.
you can see it like how tight and clever his plays are because he's like he's always questioning, could I have done a better play? And
hopefully.
and spotting those things when he can, and like, and that's why he's at this level. He's clearly quite good.
Are you still? No,
Well,
you're
he's,
fine.
I
he
don't
feels
have
like
any
positioning
like
himself
GTs
to be
are
the boss league mega boss again.
Get one guy back.
Hell yeah.
Because that's the idea
am-
with this league, right? Is that
Sure.
like the top 8 from the boss league get re-invited, and then the top 8 from the Gits league get invited to
This guy
boss
was out
league,
of fact because-
and then players that are
Yeah.
like new to the leagues always start off in the
Have
lower
these 1d6
leagues.
these
So
1d6
it becomes like a competition to see who actually gets to make it into this more competitive boss league. Like people who like
It's a
drop.
pretty cool system, yeah.
Well, it's just I'm just taking it from like I used to watch a lot of competitive StarCraft 2, and that's just how they did it.
Yeah, it's a great system. It's fun. It's engaging. It naturally separates tiers of players, so it's like fun for everybody, and there's something to chase at all times. It's awesome. I've participated in a couple, although I usually don't have a ton of availability
Oh, yeah.
for TTS games, but like I've
especially,
had a
like-
great time just kind of goofing around,
Yep.
trying out some neat lists while also getting to compete a little bit. It's really fun.
It's also tough to do it like season after season after season.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Because they
And
run
also
all year long,
hilariously-
right?
I'm like the worst TTS player on earth. It's so bad. My my win rate on TTS is like maybe 5 to 10%. I'm so bad. Like,
So it looks like we got the Mork's Cunnin off, +1 save on the Breakaboss here
Okay.
from Gobsprack.
it's
So
gonna
that's
do
good.
some nasty shit
Yeah,
right now.
the
dude.
Gork Roar
I'm
is
super excited
out,
for this.
right? So I don't think that maybe
his
we throw
Guinness
the foot of
spells-
Gork out.
Possibly.
I don't see much point in much else you can
Is damage right now, which is always nice.
close enough
Alternatively, you could use it on this flank over here. I don't wanna,
Yeah, over here, I'd say on the
Chest
left-hand
hands.
side.
on the Kruleboyz left, he could throw it out there and try and slow down these pigs to buy more time for him to clear out the center. So that could be a pretty cool play there.
No one else is on your side that makes it really tempting.
Maybe even on the
So, yeah,
right-hand
pick up
side
the
here
div,
because he has to
pick up
keep
Purples.
those Bolt Boys there till the end of the
That's on
turn.
top.
Plus one's a trick. Yeah.
Right, because nobody controls any of these objectives right now, if I'm understanding this correctly, until the end of the turn.
Until the end of the turn, yeah.
So the question
This would
is,
be
what's the
a
spell?
much more precarious position. And this is, again, like one of the reasons why I think classic Ironjawz in this sort of matchup are better. Because you could do the 3-inch hero phase move and then countercharge. And really, like, it's really annoying when, like, they're really good versus shooting armies. For those reasons. So it's less threatening, but at the same time, Sprawl could really make a big comeback.
Yeah, you know what? I'll try to summon a foot.
With a little bit of hot dice.
He's
on his
gonna
next
try to
turn.
summon
He
a
can do
foot.
So much damage. Okay, here we go. Let's see where, I'm curious where he puts it.
Well, he gets
He's
it.
rolling pretty good on his magic.
Yeah,
he's rolling
I
pretty
think
good
he
on
was
his magic,
successful.
like-
Yeah. With the plus, like, I'm not sure if he chose +1 or +2 for the Gork Rora.
I think he's at +2.
I mean, probably. I haven't seen any damage on Gobsprak, so he must be rolling pretty well. But Gobsprak's a
He's
good
just
candidate for the
power,
Gork Rora too, right? Yeah, in the place of power.
Yeah, he's up. He's somewhere from like plus like 3, +4 possibly. Like it's crazy things you can do. Importantly, the Gork Rora's like bonus can apply across both turns. So those counterspell things, super good for Kruleboyz. It's one of the reasons that like one of these you have to use is those like manifestation tricks as Kruleboyz, and you're really good at it. You're really good at it.
Probably needs
because of that.
small attacks, maybe a reroll charge. It's tempting to rally this guy so he doesn't die.
He put the foot right there. That's an interesting choice.
See if we can get some wounds.
Yeah, I wonder what he's thinking here. I'm wondering if he is just gonna sort of keep it around for later, like not just have it be on the board.
Yeah. 14.
Maybe move
Play
it
a
and
patient
move.
game.
Yeah, just
I mean,
so
it
that.
is protecting the skewer kind of, but like
Well,
I feel like you're getting more out of just blowing up the center, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm surprised he didn't cast his anti-monster spell with Gobsprak.
Maybe he tried and failed because he only cast 2 spells, as far as I can see.
Well, yeah, the
so
Swamp
we
Caller
probably failed
Shaman
one.
must have been the Foot of Gork here, maybe.
Yeah, he probably failed it or something, or it went off. We didn't notice.
Yeah, but +3, like with Gobsprak. Like,
Sometimes you just roll bad.
I guess. But I didn't think about this before, but the Gork Roar is actually really great with Gobsprak specifically, just because he has so many wounds. You're not going to just blow up a wizard,
but you
right?
don't care. Like,
and you can kind of keep him safe in the back, so he can really like take advantage. And even if you roll poorly with the Gork Rora, you're still getting, because if I remember correctly, it's you always get the bonuses to cast, and if you fail the rolls, you just take one more wound.
Damage, and if you get them, then if you succeed on them, then you get the bonuses to charge.
Yes, but it's always just one mortal wound. It's not D3.
Yeah, which is like, who cares with Gobsprak?
Who cares with Gobsprak?
Take it any day.
Yeah, and you could rally it off later if you really want to anyway. But okay, here we go. Big Pig's moving in the middle. Is that what we're doing here? It's interesting. I thought for sure the pigs were going to go on the left-hand side, and the Breakaboss was going to go into the middle. I thought he was going to try to threaten this objective over here.
If you think about it in terms of like, he's playing it safe. If he goes and chases off these other 2 big pigs, he's pretty much making it a 50-50. Does he land his charge? Does he not land his charge? Who wins the dice rolls here? He's at a little bit of advantage, but not that much of an advantage. And he's picking a bunch of fights at once by focusing all of his power down the middle and retreating back with his Gouger. He's actually setting himself up to make it so it's really hard for the Ironjawz player to punish him.
Sure.
And this Tusk Boss did a bunch of damage, and he can chain activate. Well, not chain activate, but like make his activations happen so that it kills the Gorgruntas, and the Breakaboss piles in and kills the Tusk Boss. And then he's basically really safe.
Sorry. Just trying to measure.
I see he's currently checking those same things, right? Like, he started to see, like, uh-oh. Let's get around the building with the Gouger. This is some masterful play. This is some really good positioning. This is sort of stuff that I like to do, but I'm always saying, like, you got to play really, really cunning. You got to choose where you put your aggression, create space, and don't do what your opponents expect you to do.
Okay, Monster Killer's coming out.
Running, get in the way. Okay, I like that. I like that. Because this hacking crew's gonna be dead. Like, he knows it's gonna be dead. So what he's doing is he's just basically protecting his Boys and denying his opponent the ability to get up ahead in points by taking this point.
Well, maybe now he can actually
is-
sneak these Boys out of there too.
We'll see what he does with that. I'm curious. It's a possible option.
So he's going to run.
But I have a feeling that Caleb's going to be saving his dirty trick rolls for strike last.
Yeah. Because he doesn't get a lot of
You don't have
free
the
movement here.
You rolled 2-3s, right?
Yeah.
A lot of the Kruleboyz players who I play against are fairly undisciplined about it, and they'll be like teleporting when they don't need to, and doing those abilities they don't need to do, and then when they really need to get one, they're not going to. It's really hard to pull it off. They're relying on like 5-ups and stuff like that. Being really disciplined with your dirty tricks is a very important way to aspect of playing Kruleboyz.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the reasons why they're such a difficult army to play, as we were discussing before.
Yeah, you're trying to assess like what's going to happen like 20 moves from now, and that's really hard to do. But he's doing a great job of it so far, for sure. He's being really disciplined. He's taking calculated risks, but they're very calculated. That Caesar Center was very calculated, and both of us were like, "Oh, that's a crazy play." But then it turned out he knew exactly what he was doing at that. He had a plan, and it's panning out for him that way. Being really like thinking ahead, being calculating, taking risks. You're playing destruction, so you're gonna take risks. But choosing when and where is really important. Like,
What do we want to do? Foot.
Yeah, here comes the
it
foot.
reminds me of what I used to love about old Kruleboyz, and like I'm seeing some of these like things. It's been a while since I've actually played Kruleboyz on a tabletop. So.
Okay, so the foot of Gork comes up into the middle of the table here.
Oh, it does have a good amount of range on that step.
I think that is.
It can hit within 6, I think, or maybe it's 3.
Just 3.
You don't want to move the Boys. Oh, I guess you want the +1 to hit.
Yeah, I get plus
So if he
one I stand
if he
still,
pops a
so
bunch of damage
that's
on this hacking crew,
Well, I think it's a D3 mortals. 2-up D3.
But that doesn't sound.
yeah, but like that can be the difference from like
Sure.
a beast skewer just picking it up versus not.
Well, it's also a 3-up save, right? So those mortal wounds on against
Yeah.
a 3-up save model go a long way.
And the hacking crew, if it doesn't die, has the ability to just leave combat.
Yep. So you.
And just walk away and charge something else, which is really, really scary. So you always have to treat it as a threat at all times.
Yeah, and I wonder where the kill bow.
playing
I'm
one
really-
Go into his best friend.
Okay, here we go. So move phase is done. Looks like we have no redeploys. Looks
How
like
many
we're in the
health do I have?
shoot phase
5.
here.
So if you get 1 through, I don't die. If you get 2 through, I do die.
If you get 2 through, he
I
does
personally would shoot the kill bow at the hacking crew.
No, that's okay.
But that's just a personal way I would play it. I think they're both valid.
One auto wound.
auto wound go through.
Great, saving on 6s.
Here's our save up here.
Okay.
I'm gonna put,
Should he be he's taking 2 of those shots? Should he be 12?
+2 to hit him, which is funny.
No, because he rallied him. He said that in
but
the
he
hero
barely
phase
will.
that he was going to rally him so that he didn't die to the kill bow.
Oh, and he rolled pretty rough on that one, I guess. Oopsie.
Well, but any roll means no death, right? Because I'm pretty sure that the test boss doesn't have 12. The test boss has
He has
more
14.
than that. Yeah.
Yeah, he only rolled a 1 on the. He rolled 1 wound recovered. That's pretty rough.
Into the back guy, and the other 4 into this guy.
But when I was in the
Okay,
LVO
so that'll
top
be
8 in January,
Well, that'll be +2.
my test boss, I rallied him
+2
4
to hit,
times.
+1.
He recovered 1 wound
And
across
+2
4
minus
rallies. It was
1.
pretty
So
rough.
the one
Sucks.
front will be on
I was like, oh no.
They'll all be hitting on 3s.
It's just how the game is sometimes, though.
Oh yeah,
Hitting on 3.
Okay,
because
what's he doing here?
I wait with
Who's
bated
he?
breath.
And this guy, right? This guy is my prize beast, so you also have it on.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna allow defense to prize beast, which will also do models to a unit.
Nice.
Which is funny.
Is it every unit or just 1 unit?
I will have the gut rippers. Gut rippers take 2 models.
Does it hit the footed gork? It has to be in combat range. I don't know. I actually don't know the exact mechanic of that, but that could be extra damage there.
We'll shoot the guy you installed defense first, sure. So it's
Yeah, this is going to be the Bolt Boy shooting in here at this hacking crew.
3s with crits. And 2s.
That's average there. Looks like maybe slightly above average with our wound rolls here.
Okay, back to 3 ups. Oh, he lives on 1 wound. Oh, no,
Okay.
he dead. He dead. 2 each. Yep, sorry, yeah.
Goodbye, hacking
He's gonna take
crew.
advantage from the foot of Gork.
Yeah, that's enough. Like you were saying. I mean,
enough.
that foot of Gork just coming up, adding in a 2 up D3 mortal wounds.
4 saves got back. So he'll be on. This is Ren 1. I'm sorry.
Is he shooting the?
Pause.
He must be using his
takes
hasty
1.
shot here.
Yes, yeah, he split his attacks between the 2 Tusk bosses. I personally would have done it differently, but I do see what he's doing here.
Here, they will shoot over.
I would have tried to kill a whole unit at a time, but there's also the opportunity of like these Tusk boss and this Breaker boss can come in here and chain activate and not chain activate, but sequence it right. You could kill the Tusk boss anyway, so we'll see.
5s. Take both, so 4 damage.
Not enough to take a pig out there, but that's still just 3 bull boys, so that's pretty good.
That is shooting on to charging because you don't have covering fire.
Yeah, it's just chip damage over time. Like they slowly add up.
All right, yeah, Breaker Boss is charging in. That'll be an easy charge roll. Oh no, sorry, Tusk Boss charging in. Nice little,
going in.
nice little position here.
So I think he's kind of setting him up in such a way.
But you have to be within half, right? Not just within 1.
Yes.
Yeah, he's managed.
Give your rule of all things, which I don't have.
Yeah,
Fire
like that.
charge, 10. Yeah, that's plenty enough.
He's got plenty.
Interesting.
And I guess you have to fight both units of Gorgrunches, but you're not too worried about
What are you thinking here, Aaron?
I'm curious about what he's going to do with this Tusk boss. There's a lot of plays that he could potentially do. I personally would have shot these Gorgruntas. Like you were saying,
Into the
open up that charge lane.
Oh yeah, that's once per game.
You don't
And
have
get
to,
into juicy targets and really like clear them up. But then there's always the option that like if you leave them with 1 wound, you don't do anything. So it's like makes sense. But there's some really good opportunity for cheeky power through plays here.
Well, now that these Gorgruntas have connected and charged in, especially with the with that wah, right? Because it's when they charge in, they get extra attacks and they deal D6 in mortal wounds instead of D3 when they do their impact mortals. Now that they've charged in, they're not going to do any damage for the rest of the game. They're just going to sit there.
Yeah.
And the Breaker Boss can clear them out. So getting rid of the Tusk Boss in the back and getting rid of the Hacking Crew, I think is definitely the way to play it. Like maybe it was a significantly better play to just put all the shooting into the big pigs instead of the little ones.
But I don't think I care, so I'm gonna start with
Possibly. It's hard to say. This is like one of those things where it's like, what's your plan? What's the way you like to approach it? Like, what are you thinking? What do you want to do? Because like, there's a lot of ways to play correctly, in my opinion. There's a lot. It depends on the individual player and your game plan. But I do think like
So you're not.
he's in a good spot for
the
sure.
Brute, I guess you're not using the -1.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna.
Does
No, I'm not gonna use -1 to hit.
oh the sequencing is interesting.
Oh yeah, sure.
Looks like he's
Sprawl
saving the Eyebiter Ash.
Has a really good chance
And he gets
to deny his opponent here.
One of his profile.
If
What's our
he picks up
tactic
these.
here?
Do this one first or that?
The cunning approach.
This one.
Who's it on?
Yes, let's do this.
Glimlip is activating first.
Okay.
That was the rules.
Interesting.
Combat range, 'cause- oh yeah, I have not played Oh, I do have to
Oh,
roll.
do you want
these,
to roll -1 to hit? Yeah. That might affect what I do.
I'm curious what his intention is here. Is he trying to kill these big
and then they
Tusk
put
bosses, or is he
everything
just
into
trying to
unit they are
keep the
fighting.
game going at a slow and steady rate?
I don't care enough. Yeah, sure. We'll put the two.
Because the
guys-
Ironjawz player gets to go next.
Yeah, we'll put 3 there. 3.
Yes.
So if these pigs
So
all
if these-
die,
And then
Wait, what?
everyone else.
that's okay.
That's fine because he's going to hit like an absolute truck. But it
No,
depends
no,
on
no.
when and how they die.
Start on blue.
So there's a lot of things that can go crazy in this combat phase, depending
Bad.
on what lives, what doesn't live.
Bad gut rip his rolls.
Okay,
And it
picked it up.
was
Yeah, they're not helping.
3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 12. Okay. Yeah. Gee,
Ooh.
one mortal.
Lord.
Something else.
Oh no.
Okay, get it.
I'm glad I didn't know our defense.
You know, he
I
rolled
have
the
so much
dice.
potential, but
He did indeed roll them.
yeah, so
It's
my-
real
They just
destruction
didn't
gaming
do
hours
anything.
here. I just didn't do anything.
I feel like there's not
Um,
much point hitting him. So I'll go with the blue before they get waxed.
I'm curious who the
They're both
Pathetic
ranged
is
at
named
regular,
on.
so they're going to hit them. I know they're -1 to hit, but doesn't matter.
Probably the blue guys here.
So 9 attacks
So if the blue guys
on 5s
don't die,
and 3s.
Only
to
one
cover
Grunta attack goes through here.
Goes through. Does damage.
1 damage, and then the pigs 5s and 2s.
Slightly
Eric.
better there. Garippas do just die.
they're just hanging out. Like their job has been done here. It's fine if they die. Like they're clocking it up.
Well, I feel like
Probably
right now
damage
their
dealers.
their job right now is
Half an
to
inch
is
there.
to just be Eagle Maniac for the break
He's
boss.
0.7, but
Yeah.
if you just squidge him back at 0.2.
So like losing them, like I get what you're saying about like, you know, their job was to do, you know, just to seize the center and plug up the board
Champion,
while
not
the
like
shooting in the back
damage anyways. Okay.
did some damage,
That's
but
that unit?
if they don't trade
No, no,
well
no, no, no. I let you talk.
and they're all just gone,
I don't want
and this break boss has to contend
Sorry,
with
sorry.
like
Henry's
like a
putting
full
that guy
health
there.
tusk boss and maybe
Sure.
a gouger in the back there.
Yeah. It's definitely like
We're getting
these
thin.
dice aren't going super hot in Caleb's turn, and he's playing this very elite list with very few models, so losing models does matter quite a bit.
So killing that.
I think it really depends on what
Still
dies in this
here.
next activation
This
for
guy
Caleb.
here.
If he doesn't kill these two blue Gorgruntas, he's in a very awkward spot.
I think you could have killed this guy.
Yeah, that's the down kill. Oh my god.
Helping out his opponent, always nice to see good sportsmanship.
Yeah.
They're almost down small enough for
One
Here
thing
on-
that I think a lot of people are surprised by is that, like, if you're fighting a tournament, like, most people are great sports. Like, most of us are
Oh, yeah.
trying actively to help our opponent. Mistakes happen and stuff like that, but, like, really, we're like, oh, I'll help you measure that. Like, and people just be like, oh, I'm trying to do this. Like, okay, I'll move them the best they can be here. And you can trust that, like, most people fundamentally want to have a great game with you. So, this sort of stuff is super common in tournaments if you've never been to a tournament.
5 damage.
Just helping your opponent out.
Age of
Do I want to
Sigmar.
give you the ability to pile in
People tend to.
guys?
It's not a game that you play on the internet. It's a game that you play in person repeatedly
I got
with the same
2
people
rings
over and over and over again, and you learn really quickly that your reputation as a player matters a lot.
Yes.
If you're
yes,
not
exactly that.
fun, if you're not fun and honest,
So
people don't want to play with you.
fell 3 and he's dead.
Play in all of our in like the Northern Wastes tournament pack. One of the core rules on the
yeah.
front page is
think-
play the rules to your
It's my
opponent's
route to
advantage.
6 here. But
And
he's
if
in
you
combat with
and if
them,
you
so he
both
would
do
have to-
that,
Can I
you're
just
gonna have a
check
good
with it?
game. Break a boss clears up
Yep.
the Gore
Two
Gruntus
away
here.
From them.
That's really good for him. That's really good. If he hadn't, then he's
You
not
get me
doing
in
nearly
combat
as much as he'd like
So
to here.
don't-
This is
so I
this is
think the only
fantastic
way I
for
can
him.
Try and stop that is by this guy's base to base, so he could move back and then forward and try and block you. And
Nice, he sees
stay
it.
base to base with the
This is one of the things I was saying at the
So
beginning of the comment
obviously-
phase. I was like, there's some things that Sprawl can do
Try and block you out.
that can really, really mess with his opponent
This guy
here.
will go
So if he does it right, which he seems like he sees the line,
Blocking out the Break a Boss
7,
here.
and then 1 point.
so he can't swing into what he wants to
Across.
swing in.
That's
So
great.
he's doing an equivalent amount of like
But then you just go in there and you can still hit me.
maybe, not maybe. He has
So
to
the
go
other
around the
option
base.
is
That's exactly why I need this champion.
Oh, that must have been the
I
Tusk
think
boss
the
that
other
fought
option is
to
I go
those
the
Gore
other way
Gruntus.
and make you further away from
That's
me.
what
No,
happened.
it was.
Away and
Oh
make
yeah,
you
yeah, it's
harder.
like yeah.
The
And
Tusk
then,
boss fought, and now it's the Break a Boss, and he's trying to block out the Break a
Get
Boss.
around.
That. So as
To
long
prevent him
as
from
it's
killing this Tusk boss,
straighter than that,
um,
this will be closer to you then.
So what he's trying to do is trying to make it so he's just
Yeah,
a
you
set
can-
three,
You can always,
which I think he can do. And either way, he should
so
pile
I
in that
I
way.
think I will go that.
But it's nice to see that they're sitting there discussing it, right? And now, like, oh, like, is it even possible? And how could you?
To
And
try and cop it a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, it's awesome,
Yeah.
and it's like this is what
Close to taking
most tournaments are like.
Like
Like
1 point.
unless if you're
I
at
think
top
it's
tables of a
like
major
1.6.
tournament and everyone knows all the rules, it's pretty
4.
cutthroat. But that's like
well,
it's
if
like
you-
1 in 1,000
And
games.
and if you're
right?
like, if you're new, right?
He'll just go.
no one's like
Trees
it,
across.
you know, no one. The people who are like that don't end up staying in the community, in my opinion. The people who like really
Do they try
are
and hit
unpleasant.
the mic?
No,
This
correct.
stuff is like one of my
Go
favorite
play
things about this
40K.
community is like, go play 40K. That's
Yeah,
not what.
that's it.
That's not the vibe here.
Nobody has the plus one save.
RB Man says in chat, hey, how's it going? It's going really well, thank you. I've been getting into Orc War Clans
Yeah.
over the past 2 to 3
It's not
weeks,
mine,
and
so
I got found your videos. They've been so helpful. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But he's got
Goche,
really
Airtella,
hard.
how's your
So
channel?
actually, I'll just
How's
I'll
your
just put it-
content creation stuff going?
Yeah, I think that's correct.
-1
Well,
hit is fine.
I got the mic.
So
I got
9
a
attacks and
cam.
riders, This will be
I read a bunch of scripts. I made the channel, and I
Not bad.
haven't
One
actually
save,
uploaded
right?
anything. I recorded like 6 or 7 videos, so
Right. Mount.
just had a lot of stuff
Hey.
going on. But I got all the tools now,
4
and I also haven't played a lot of Warhammer in the past like 2 months
Yeah,
because
yeah.
stuff in my life going on. So I'm just getting back in tournament scene. Like next week, I'm going to a GT, and so that ball's about to start get rolling like next week or 2.
Can't wait.
Finally. So I'm really excited. I like I said, I recorded about 6 or 7 videos already.
Do you fit in there?
Little
Yeah,
short
just-
form, like 1 to 2 minute long videos that go over like specific tiny things you can do in the game, and like cool little plays you can do, cool little interactions.
What's your rend on this?
Should be a ton of little fun videos to watch on your break or whatever.
You should consider making some shorts too. Those are fun.
So he's got 6
Yeah, they're gonna be shorts. Like 90% of my videos are gonna be shorts. There's gonna be little 1 to 2 minute long videos.
Okay, here
Just demonstrating a cool interaction.
Here comes the Break-a-Boss piling, and he's
maybe.
he's gonna split his attacks between the Gore Gruntas and the Tusk Boss.
too much about these grunges that are in combat.
Here is a hotly debated topic: splitting attacks. How do you feel about it?
Put all the big attacks into there and all the crit mortal attacks into these guys.
He's gonna
Okay,
throw
I
all
will
the
go
Break-a-Boss's big clubs into the Tusk Boss. Like
6 big attacks into him to start with.
he's
With crickets.
I'll be, you know what I would do? I put everything in a test boss. You know why?
He's got
stuck in
3
combat
wounds
either
left.
way.
Okay, so 4
Yeah, but like these grunts don't matter, and you're not going to pick them up
6 damage instead.
with the little attacks.
5
It's
attacks.
better to guarantee you the target you want dead, in my opinion. But then it's like a hotly debated topic. This is not like a I am the authority on this.
Sure.
Because now he's getting, because it worked out, and now he's getting free extra damage on other units, and it's like that matters,
Yeah,
right?
I intentionally
depends on how you like to play it.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Because it's
How much
you can use
damage
an
did you
ability once.
So I think his turn went pretty good for the Kruleboyz player.
Just
You did. Oh, you used it on shooting. That's what it was. Yeah.
I used it on shooting
Yeah.
before, yeah.
So this is 3s and 3s.
There is
Let me just move these on 3s real quick. 1 wound on the guy.
some absolute hot girl shit that he could do right now with power throughs. I'm curious as to whether he'll do it. I don't think he will, Given his positioning. but he could potentially preemptively power through this Break-a-Boss backwards
So that's
behind the Garthas to keep it safe for that next turn, knowing the Tusk Boss will die, but keeping this regenerating Break-a-Boss out of being blown up in one turn.
Yeah, they did.
I just
Yeah,
wonder
this
if he
is-
used where his dirty trick
Oh,
counter is at.
Do
Do you think that he's got it
He has
marked
a-
over here?
No.
He does. It's on 3+ right now.
Very well. This
Okay,
He's used one
so
dirty
he
trick.
could also just leave the Break-a-Boss
Yep.
there and then try to
Nice.
get strike last on this
turn for-
other Tusk Boss that's coming in.
That's true. That's true.
And he's got a
he
nice, he
does
did
end
a
up-
nice job with this other, with the Tusk Boss on the left here, really screening out, protecting him in
Yeah,
further
he-
rounds here.
He's kind of accepting this Tusk Boss will get killed by these 2 pigs
This he's no longer.
And
as
the-
a trade.
Well, the Gouger can like
Oh, he
come
was-
in
maybe he
and
was never
even
in
attempt to
combat.
strike
He was
last
Never-
something.
No, you piled in. Yeah.
It could.
Nowhere near
I-
each other.
I'd be surprised if it landed that charge. But either way, I think the Kruleboyz players did a good. Okay, now he's just talking about it. See, you see how he's measuring right there? He's like, do I want to power through? Do I want to move backwards here?
So he's gonna.
I think me and Caleb are similar types of players. We're
Trixie.
all, like all the places. I'm like Trixie, little cunning bastards. a lot of scheming and rubbing of palms together.
And what are your tricks on now? They're on a 3 up.
3 up still.
Okay. Cool. What am I gonna do? I could try and kill
I'm gonna go to the
Purrple.
restroom quickly. I'll be back.
You bet.
Kill my brute.
So let's see, what are we thinking here from the Ironjawz player?
Monster killers are over there. Don't have any banishes.
Yeah, there's no unbind potential from the Ironjawz player right now. Nowhere near this place of power. Nothing to be done there. Keeping one of the Tusk bosses back within 3 here, I think was going to be important.
Pick them up. It's a bit of an arc to kill them, and also just ignore the Maya Brute.
Can't ignore the Mire Brute.
So red units are in your general's reg, right?
Yes.
So they must be thinking of tactics right now. Yep, because
Still
we
got
scored
plus
1,
one
scored 2. Yep, didn't score more because we're all tied here.
Gut Rippers don't have +1 save.
So it looks like 16 to 8. So I think the Ironjawz player here really has
You just
to.
use one, right? You
We're
just
gonna
use
control.
one.
We're gonna control one.
You
We're
just
gonna control
Or-
two.
We saw how that worked for
The Kruleboyz players not being aggressive, trying to take the
Yeah. And the Gut Rippers are too healthy.
Yeah, I wonder what he's gonna pick here.
7 left. Is that what I want to be doing? Yeah, I think that's okay. I'm gonna go slay the entourage on the Gut Rippers and just try and kill him.
All right, that sounds reasonable.
This is probably my best choice. Getting slay the entourage, my best chance.
Getting rid of those Gut Rippers too is also helpful because they
too far away. Do you
are
have
acting as
any
Eagle
starter
Maniac
at
for the
tower
Breaker boss.
No, no.
You can't do it because the tower shouldn't be within 3 of that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay, my hero phase. What's my tower gonna do? Yeah, we're gonna put -1 charge dice or try to on the Breaker boss.
Yeah, this is not really
Just
super
to see what
relevant
that
here.
does. So 4 up,
Succeed or fail,
fails.
doesn't matter.
And then I've only got 1 CP left. I'm not gonna rally anything.
With that 1 CP, we're probably thinking of all-out attack here.
You've not really lost much. You've just lost a bunch of Gut Rippers, and I've lost 2 bigs. So I need to catch up on board state a little bit here.
His movement speed should
Yeah,
be
that's
pretty
my
quick
hero
now,
phase.
right?
Would you like
Because
to do
we're
anything?
we're looking at.
Gobby into this guy.
Oh no,
Well, it
because
doesn't
that's not
have-
the right one. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's the sub faction.
Yeah, that's
That's
right.
not the Army of Renown.
Oh, 'cause
But this right here is
Okay.
exactly why I was playing that sub faction in my LVO list.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is because that bonus
Um,
move speed in the middle of the game is so helpful.
Fight him. You know, things go off into them. It's tempting
And
to
Nature 2
retreat
can make a
those,
world of difference, as we all know.
Huge.
But,
well, this
it
game is
really
all about
does.
movement, right?
So that
Yeah.
counter is on the Gore Grunties, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting.
The one mortal the Gut Rippers did. It was beautiful. We loved it.
Vibra is tied up.
So this is
Gouger is over there being scary.
actually not a bad spot for
yeah, okay.
Sprawl to
So
be
my guys are
in.
moving 12 now.
No, it's
Round
definitely
2.
still a game.
So this is
I mean, they're fighting over the middle, but there's nothing in the middle right now that
things
needs to
are
be
fast,
taken.
and this should be close enough. So this guy will go like
Yeah,
8.
that was kind of my initial concern with the Kruleboyz
It's
choices
within
here.
3 with the Tusk boss. The Tusk boss is not
was
it's not in
that
combat, right? So you could
He's
redeploy
doing
him,
this
but you
really
have no real
aggressive
risk.
initial get ahead type
and
of
then this
play,
guy will go 12 up to.
and
that's
he's
10,
not getting hit on
and
points for
2.
it.
Oops. Shit.
Right, so he's
Sorry, slipped.
Yeah.
So
in all
he'll
likelihood going to be
also
dead
within
even at
3.
the end of the start.
They've got 2 momentum.
I would love to see the
Um,
Ironjawz player try to take this objective on the right-hand side. He might be out of range for it. Like, it might be too far.
Gut Rippers, eh?
But even
He
just like
could have.
could have maybe
Um,
tried.
yeah.
I don't know. It would have been pretty
I would've-
pretty far.
Spider Maya Brood.
That's what I was also thinking. That's at least I would do a
Really?
Kupla bencher when they were on the other side of the table. But I was like, that's what I would have gone.
Really?
Is like, you know what?
Make me -1 to hit and wound.
I'm
Get your
not
offload
winning
to
on models
them.
right now, but I'm not super far behind.
It's
If
definitely
I
the
can
time
get
to
even
use the
2
-1
points
to hit and
ahead,
wound.
and then keep the game even, I could sneak a win out, even if things go bad here, without losing too many resources and so
Might just
doing.
check
So
right
it's
back.
like,
So this
but
guy
he still has the
definitely
opportunity
gonna
to steal the one on the left, but it's a lot harder to
to-
steal.
There.
He's probably out of range from the monster killers here. Yeah, he's
Okay,
measuring
so
it out. But I can just tell. I can hear Sprawl.
Because he's a legend.
Caden
the top
says in
boss.
chat, this will
So,
be
sorry,
a
let me just
very
check
scary
what
trial
that
for
is.
Caleb if Michael
Yeah.
plays it right.
So if
That's
it's like
true.
this,
Like trying to
I guess I can fit two.
doubling, or
This guy.
the Ironjawz player doubling is definitely a way for him to swing some momentum
Yeah, so
back in
that's
his
good.
favor.
So this guy will just be
Yeah.
outside.
Definitely, but it does come at a
What if
points
I
disadvantage.
overthink
But
that?
like
But
on
I'm
the
not
Vice
being valuable.
specifically, he's not going to really suffer that much. If he doubles in turn 3,
Could try and tangle with the break
Um,
boss, but he's gonna fuck
it's
me up.
Kruleboyz don't really like. Normally, Kruleboyz are incredible scoring army. Like,
But yeah, we'll,
they're so hard to
just
shut
go
down.
here and we'll think about it.
but if you're playing on the
Um,
Vice,
Go straight charge.
and they have to come in the center, their teleportation tricks and those scoring tricks are a lot less
I'd love an
potent.
extra gouger.
They're still good,
Extra
but they're a lot
he's
less
at 2
good.
CP, so
And
he could countercharge me
If
I
he
get
if he
too
chooses
close here.
to play for a double here and gets it, going down to 6
I
points instead of
am-
like his 8 or 10 that
What
he's
are
been
these
getting,
Boys playing at currently?
won't be punished as hard, and he could
Let's go
potentially blow a lot of models off the
7.3.
table.
Oh, no,
So,
you're pointing at
but I think it's going to depend very
That's
heavily on
fine.
how the dice
Don't
go
give a
this
shit about
turn.
them.
Yep. Caden says again that if he
Killboy's
kills the gut
pointing at
rippers and wins double, it'll
that
be
guy.
open season on the squishy
No,
backline.
also at that. That's fine. It's just these guys over here I have to worry about. So the core grunters.
Good way to put it.
Mhm.
These core grunters. I
But-
think I will line up as a little
On the other
screen
hand,
here.
look at where
Moving-
look at the openings that he's
Maybe.
leaving behind for this Kruleboyz player in his backline for stealing
11?
objectives.
about around
Kruleboyz
2.
players still have that
So, yeah, they're
teleport.
just gonna try
It's
and-
still
Yeah, and
very,
this,
very
this
good.
objective is sitting on this terrain. And even this
Dead
one over here,
open.
right? There's so many areas
Yeah.
over here. Yep.
So he has a huge opportunity to just steal that, get way ahead in points.
Okay.
And
Once
even
I
if he's-
kill the Clark
even if he's not
Ruffles,
ahead in points,
should be okay.
Innocent got ripped.
Um,
Never did anything.
He's not losing,
Okay, that's all. Yeah, that's all. my
right?
movement.
And but the Ironjawz player still has a huge amount of punch
Okay,
here.
so just charge.
I think
Let's see. So this guy's on 2 momentum, so he's fine. to
Moving
go.
I
into
think
the
this
charge
Tusk
space
Boss is in an awkward spot.
This gouger up here, the red one.
Well, I'm curious about the movement of the Gore Gruntus here on the left, and by the I mean the
Yeah.
Ironjawz player's left here.
Get them.
He's like,
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it.
would you have
I'll be
just
real.
charged them onto that objective there?
6.
I would have either
Yeah.
charged them onto it or not
don't
moved them
think I
there
can tangle with the
and
break
just played
boss.
defensively. One of the two.
Maybe you can pile into me or something.
There's something to be said for just hanging out and
But
preventing him
do
from
that,
stealing his
and
back
go
objective.
back.
Right, just
And
sitting
hang out
back
waiting
all the way
for
back
center.
here. Yeah.
But doing this
these guys
half
are
measure
three, I'll
here,
go with the gouger
I'm not
first,
loving
then
it.
your Tusk
Well,
Boss.
it's like he's
Um,
screening against what?
9.
Against Gobsprack?
it's what
Just
exactly.
wanna
I think he's thinking
charge him
like,
and keep
he's
out
screening.
the
He's doing a
boss.
play that would be good against some armies, but not very good against Kruleboyz.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, that's why I'm not killing it. I'm gonna leave him alive.
Okay, so in
So I
comes
don't know where
the
all that
Gouger.
is. I'll just get another one.
It's underneath him.
Oh, thank you. And the yellow dude is gonna charge.
Hack and Crew's coming in, another easy charge here.
So it's enough to just go.
Yeah, like if he had
That,
if he had moved the Hack and Crew more into a middle location and left like a 5,
They're all up to 3
you know,
now.
inch charge to the Tusk Boss, he could have maybe tried
Charge phase
to
rampage.
charge into the Gouger. And
he
just
could've-
like
he could've
right
done
like
some steering and been a nice with a hit, and that's really good against
lost.
these Ironjawz units. Like
So-
5's a hit sucks,
Oh,
right?
yeah. So I'm just.
Um,
I don't want to use. I don't want to.
And then he's in a more threatening position than he is here. I think he fundamentally moved it correctly, but there's some micro little corrections he possibly could have done that a little
And
better.
you're outside 6, so I got Ripper just dies because it's +7.
Interesting.
right. So this is the rule from the Ironjawz player. That is this rampage. Let's see. Eaten on the hoof.
right now?
Pick a friendly grunty
Yeah.
stampede monster that has not used a rampage disability. To use this ability, then pick a visible enemy unit in combat with it to be the target. Roll a die and add the momentum score of this unit. Using this ability to the roll, if the roll exceeds the target's health characteristic, one of the models is slain. So it's very easy to just get rid of like a gut ripper.
So my Gouger will.
Yeah,
Like super easy to get rid of a
Quite
gut
good.
ripper.
it's quite good, and that adds up really quickly.
Well, it's pretty good
Okay.
against elite
I
infantry,
don't think the
right?
strike
Like
last
we
is
were
gonna
talking about before the
very
game,
smooth
right?
infantry. And one of the other things that it's really good for is setting yourself up to be free. So like
on a general.
Like finishing off a unit versus leaving him with 2 wounds is night and day with a big army.
It's
Like
up to 5.
it really matters a lot.
Interesting.
And so
And then combat phase
those little
abilities,
chips and
this gouger makes the tusk
bits really do help contribute to you being able to finish off specific things.
And I'll make you strike that
Instead of leaving it with like a model or 2 left. So it's great for killing specific
We'll make it
models and
tusk.
all that.
So this
It's not
tusk,
its best for Scarabs, but yeah.
the Kruleboyz tusk boss here is striking last,
It does go off.
and
Nice.
the Ironjawz tusk
the-
boss on the left side is
you're
striking
on-
last.
It was on a 4 now.
Okay.
Oh yeah, because you did models.
If everyone strikes last,
So-
does anyone strike last?
I'm not
Yeah.
100% sure this is possible or not, but it's worth looking into and checking if he's.
No, doesn't go off this time.
The Breaker Boss
Break the boss
may
can
be
have
able to
some-
pile in and kill really valuable targets.
Actually has to take orders.
It's a little hard to tell without actually moving anything or measuring anything, but there's some cheeky plays here. But I think the Ironjawz player is going to get a lot of value right now.
Because the damage was allocated to him. He gets plus.
Yeah.
He gets +2, right, for each
Yeah,
damage.
plus 2 attacks, but it only triggers the one time because he didn't technically take the other damage. Don't
Got it.
Don't ask me why it works like that, but it does.
It's like allocation versus
didn't-
like
yeah,
pooling.
it didn't
or
used to
whatever.
work that way, but yeah, we're in a tough time.
Fix it, Games Workshop, fix it. What they're talking about right now. I hate stuff like that.
Okay.
If you're doing damage to yourself,
go with the
it should
gouger
just
here,
say
which is
wards not allowed. And then
Sure,
you just
as
take
a
it,
core
like,
rule.
Don't.
Yeah, like don't,
Self-inflicted damage
don't let
can't
us
be awarded.
don't make us sit here and be like confused. Like, does this work? Does
Not
it
being
not
nice
work?
with
Like,
hit
it,
is nice.
it's-
So this
Yeah,
guy on top
yeah,
is
egomaniac.
got
You're
rippers,
yeah. No, I know.
wars,
yeah, it's silly.
Trays. That's 2 at red 1.
Just make it fail and take damage. That
2
comes back.
damage.
Actually, just kill the guy. 2 damage? Okay.
Yeah, 2 damage to the guy on top. Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy doesn't have side guys, so the
Yeah, he
crappy.
Well,
crappy
I think
trotters
these gut rippers are definitely done for.
5s. Oh wow.
Yeah, they're dead.
I mean, I thought they were
yeah, they're dead.
dying to the nothing but one goes through. Dying through. No
Willie of the Valley says, "What's the talking in the
3
background?" So
Phlocalyst.
me and Aaron are casting it, and our 2
And then
players
on the
are
short
who you
toss,
can hear in the background.
4s.
I hope that the levels are all okay. We were doing our best to test them all up before the
So
game.
that's wrench.
What do you think, Willie? Does it sound okay, or is it just a bunch of noise?
Got it.
But that's Caleb and
General.
Sproul. Bye, get rippers.
So that's tactic. Yep.
All right, well we're even on scoring.
That's the thing. Might actually.
Who do you want?
Sure are.
Who do you want to fight? Do you want to fight my general?
Only fight. No, I'm afraid of your general fighting me. Really, I don't think I'm fast enough to. No, there's no world where I'm fast enough to get to your general,
Cool, welcome.
which is kind of the problem. But if I kill these guys,
I can
then
get to you.
Yeah, we need to be able to hear them, right? So that we can tell what's actually happening in the game.
Interesting.
And you need to be able to hear them too, or else we would have to be
and you're
telling
not-
you
and you're not
everything that
minus
happens all the time, and that
if
doesn't
I
make sense
pilot you,
either.
you haven't used
It's our first time doing this, but I think it's working out super well.
Real bad for poor Breaker Boss. I actually kind of want to.
This is, I don't know, we'll see. Tell me, Aaron, what are you thinking right now?
Bad activation. Bad.
I'm
fight
thinking
last
he
turn.
definitely does not do all attack here. He's probably gonna hit by this tusk boss, and he didn't get a chance because of the timing on this. And this is something that I use a lot with Ironjawz. But combat abilities like the -1 to hit, -1 to wound are beginning of combat. If he's not fighting you, he's not gonna be able to trigger it. And if you pile in and then do it, he doesn't get to use that ability. So his Breaker Boss is at a all-time most vulnerable moment.
You're basically.
I like that he's deploying forward.
Yeah,
like this,
away
'cause it
from the
does
big
buy him a little
pigs,
bit of
yeah.
space. Yeah, he's giving him more chances to fail at killing him.
Like I just have to kill the one guy and then you'll get into me. So I think I have to accept the fact that this guy's gonna get to me. So
Pigs on all
Yeah.
sides
run away
coming in.
from This guy.
Accepting what's happening and doing your best in that situation is really valuable here. So I don't know if you heard him say that, but he said, I think I just have to accept that you're going to fight me and do what I can with him. So he's going to actually try and kill these Gorgrentas and then hope that he doesn't die, as opposed to trying to play it safe.
Top 2 models.
But he made it so he's not going to get hit by these other 2.
This is the other profile.
Oh, isn't that? Oh, so this is.
If you were in this spot, would you all defense on the Tusk boss or on the Breaker boss?
Hits on
Yep.
2s, 4 saves.
5 ups. Failed 3. Is that 9 damage?
9. Yeah.
I think I would probably, given how much momentum is on
Good work,
the
very close. But now I get
the
to
Ironjawz
which is
players,
interesting.
Big Pigs, I think I'm...
Okay, well, I guess I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
lie,
To be honest, I'm not sure if I would do either.
Task Force. How many CP do you have left?
Is
It's
that all?
tricky, right? Like,
Okay, so I guess
it's
you
really
have
hard to
defense.
figure out. I think for me,
Probably the Break Boss. I think that...
I would probably...
I'll
I would do the
find
Tusk Boss
valid
myself,
first.
but I think they're both valid, and
Well,
that's the reason I asked the question. It's a really interesting debate. So why would you do the Break Boss?
Well, I think
Nope,
that
I think this
because
doesn't
there's a huge volume coming into the Tusk Boss.
So guy on top is Flawless.
Actually, I don't know. I think
There's
you're...
only one.
There is a huge volume going. He's more likely to
Yeah, I
die
think you're
anyway.
probably right with the Tusk Boss, just because you're going to get a lot more value out of this.
He probably dies, but if he doesn't die,
It's
it's
super
so
annoying.
good for him.
Yeah.
Like, it's so good. Whereas if the Breaker Boss doesn't die, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's good, but it doesn't matter that much.
Alright,
Unless he
so Tusk
also
can
kills the
be
Tusk
Nada,
Boss in
this
return.
would be
Which is possible.
Flawless.
Well, we can't actually right now, never mind. So, but this is like, there's no right answer to that question, I think, right there. It's like a playstyle thing.
So
Are you playing, like,
a
a safer or more risky game? I like to play risky plays. I'm that sort of player.
Can I do another?
Well, I will, like, sometimes I look at the situation in any kind of game and I say, how do I actually win here?
This guy does.
And
Yeah.
sometimes you have to play for
Other guy
that
does not
risky play to
necessarily
be able to
die.
actually win.
If I pile
right?
here-
And that's what I think the Tusk Boss all defense does for him here.
I think
If he
I'm
does
with
that,
you on
like,
this.
Fighting
Yeah.
two guys, this guy's fighting one guy.
It plays for a
This guy
win as
probably
opposed to
drew
losing
all out
less.
attack with
Yeah,
this.
exactly. Not losing isn't the same as winning.
Finish off the task boss for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Because if he keeps him there, he's in such a good spot. Like,
It would be really annoying if that Tusk Boss stayed alive.
And then this
Yeah.
guy,
But these
he probably dies.
the Tusk Boss,
But if he doesn't,
maybe I need to auto attack here.
yeah, the
So
Ironjawz
Break Boss
Tusk
is
Boss
safe,
on the
but
left-hand
it's
side, I
essentially a straight
believe, charged
And
this
he's got
turn.
10 he's got 10 health.
So he gets to pile in on this Break Boss regardless.
yes, he does.
I'll power through there if I fail it on that task boss. But he will at least be bracketed when he finds
Man,
it.
live casting AOS is actually sick.
It's super fun. I love it. I'm hoping to
Yeah, no,
eventually
I'm
be
gonna-
part of the
I'm
Games
gonna
Workshop
say I'm
casting
gonna
team.
like
I mean, I don't know if I'll ever be able to do it because
Me
I'm
too.
too opinionated online. I'm loud as hell. But I have talked to him a couple times about it, how I'm interested, and it's fun. Like,
this guy's definitely
I do it for free. I qualify for Worlds every year, and I think I'd rather shoutcast it. I think I'd have such a good time. Yeah, it'd be so fun.
Countercharge it all. Maybe I'll go this way so that I have an option to countercharge.
Yeah,
And
every
I think it'd be
season, man,
valuable.
me and you,
yeah,
we should
okay,
do the
so
finals, the
Three.
TTS every season.
That'd be super fun. I'm down for that.
Twos. 4 and 2.
All right.
I think we have good.
I had the D3 models as well if I needed it.
Oh, he
The
died.
question is, do I pile in here
Alright.
and give up the rally?
Did he all
Get a
defensive or
guide.
did he not? I actually don't know.
Anyway.
I don't think he did. I think he did on the GURPS trying to not attack me.
Or
If we were doing this for a Games Workshop, let's say, like at a big tournament, what I would want is a third person.
this guy up, he's
All
also
they're
probably
doing
good.
is listening to the players and typing what's happening.
Oh, they do have those at
Yeah,
like
okay,
Worlds
I
and
will-
stuff like
I will
that.
pile
It's
in.
pretty cool.
And then I can just
Um,
read it. It's like all out attack, all out defense,
do I go closer?
right?
They got an earpiece and you can ask questions
I think
for them
it
to
goes
ask,
possibly
so you can
less
or for them to figure out, so you can get info.
Yep, it's like this
That's
spell
really
was
cool.
cast
On
and
my
failed,
profile,
right? This spell was
so,
cast and
Guy on
succeeded.
top, I'll just
And just like a ticker, like just a feed of what's actually happening from someone who's only watching the
Guy on
game
top 4s,
Yeah.
and not trying to be funny.
3s,
I think like
1 at red 1.
3.
it could benefit from like I like our banter and stuff because like we're both of similar mindset, but I have that like hyper competitive
Trotters while we're
experience, but also I forget what to remind beginners about.
Trotters always come.
Yeah, and I'm
makes
just
sense.
exhausted from having a 4-year-old and 2 puppies. My one puppy now, his favorite thing to do at 5 o'clock in the morning is to wake me up by biting my face.
Oh, that's the best.
Oh, but he's
so
so
I'm
cute.
I'm super not a morning person,
Me neither.
and my job starts at 6 a.m.
That's a bummer.
and it's been
Okay.
that's one of the reasons why I haven't been like doing anything.
Yeah, so I just
Anyway, back to the game. So this is going pretty darn good for
It's
the
looking
for the
bad.
Ironjawz player.
Yeah, it's looking, bad
looking
for
pretty bad.
Kuplas. Yeah.
But the game is not over, not even close. there is a lot of openings. So as a Kruleboyz player, you'll often be playing from behind, but this is important.
6, and you're in ties.
Okay, so he's got it. That's important. Because if he gets doubled here, he probably loses.
I
That's
think
probably
for
GG.
sure. Well, I think those
Objectives
like
are
yeah.
still
I mean,
inside.
if he gets doubled, Bullboys are in a lot of trouble. Kruleboyz in a lot of trouble. This other
But-
gouger on the side might get double teamed by something. Like, don't forget these big pigs for the Ironjawz player on the right hand side don't have any damage on them.
No, one of them is 5. One of them is
the
injured.
yellow guy here.
Yeah, but the two on the right hand side,
Oh,
the one in
the
the
forward.
middle here, yeah, has 5 wounds on.
Oh,
him,
yeah.
or 5 damage on him.
Yes,
yeah.
definitely. So, my prediction,
Back to
it's going to end up 26-16 right now. He's got a lot of bad plays he can do, so I'm not going to try and pick one. But he's going to teleport to these back objectives or something. Probably these 3 Bullboys. Get ahead of him. Split his attention and delete at least 2 big pigs right now.
So it's slay the entourage here.
Ooh. Okay.
So it must be this Tusk boss
It's gotta be the
here,
yellow. Yeah.
the green one
Which
here.
is a great choice.
I was thinking take their land, and then you can double up on a take their objective.
Well, take the land is like nearly free, right? Like late game.
Right, I see. Okay, so
You wanted to-
you're saving
When
it.
you're picking tactics, you always
That's
want to
true.
pick the hardest one that you can comfortably do. Those will be the hardest later to do, and that's a really big bit of decision making here. So he's like, I can get this now. I can take their land at any time.
That's true. That's how I like to organize tactics, is put them into like really easy, like S tier, super easy to get, can get them at any point of the game, A tier, B tier, and if you can score a B tier tactic on a turn, do it.
All right, so given this game is going, here's my prediction. I think that Kruleboyz is going to win this game by 2 points.
Okay, interesting.
That's my prediction. I think they're going to get battle tactics. They're going to lose some points in turn 4, and they're going to come back on round 5 because they're going to get battle tactics and the opponent isn't.
I think Gobsprek just got his spell off. I think that's what this damage was here.
If you're playing as Kruleboyz, you have to understand that a lot of the time you're going to be put in these really tricky positions, and your job as a tricksy cunning boss is to figure out how to sneak a win by doing dirty, dastardly deeds. And I think he's going to do it. Like, just judging by how me and this player seem to be on a similar wavelength with how we play. I think he's doing some real nasty, clever stuff right now.
Yeah, we'll do.
But we'll see how it plays
Let's
out.
see.
I'm really excited.
He did slay the entourage, so the options are the Tusk boss on Mar Grunta, either unit of Gore Gruntas, but they're...
So here's a really cool interaction while he's doing this. The swamp prevents redeploys because they're run moves.
Yeah.
So if you do stuff like slay the entourage, etc., and you're worried they're going to redeploy away from you, turns that right off.
So I think it's this Hackin' crew maybe that he's after.
This is to stop me getting
I think so. Given where he's doing all this stuff, and like I think that's the way he's doing it.
Sure. Yeah.
And interestingly, his flanks have kind of gone differently than I would have thought. But I would suspect both this Tusk boss, this Margaret will be dead at the end of the turn.
Oh, yeah. Easy.
Does not mean the Kruleboyz player is won by any means, because like as you saw, pigs will delete an army, but it's going to be real interesting and very dicey.
Okay. That's a hero phase crit. No, I don't want to put crits on them, so I will not do anything.
Yeah, no dirty tricks, looks like. We're going to sit at 2 up
No rally.
for our dirty trick rolls here.
Gobsprek. No. Would you like to do anything?
I got 4 CP. What am I doing?
Probably nothing from the Ironjawz player on their hero face here.
That gouge is going to come in.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he
This guy.
does. I don't know what he would do.
Can't redeploy them. Definitely getting shot. Am I visible to the kill though?
Definitely getting
I guess
shot,
I'm
lol.
visible, but I should have.
Yeah, what can the Killbow hit? All the big pigs?
Everything. Yeah.
Those
Doubles are nasty. And this foot of Gork's gonna stomp on some
Unless I
stuff.
redeploy back.
What's moving? What's moving?
Yeah, I'm not going to rally. No, over to you.
Oh wow. Okay, there's some really cool plays.
First, these guys are going to auto teleport because they got the +1.
Yeah, take my objective.
Yep, there it is.
Oh. Yeah.
It's got to be outside of
Nothing
9
I would
over
go to,
here
but-
as well. He's not measuring from this side.
What's it?
There he goes.
I would go to the other one personally and just shoot this back gouger and try and pick it up.
Is there enough space there, do you think? Maybe. Yeah, it looks like there would be.
Yeah. And I would basically pull to one flank and force him down a long, narrow channel here.
Okay, so they will lose their native +1 to hit, but they'll still have +1 to hit.
It's
Because right now, even if he kills this Tusk
and I don't have
boss,
my -1 to hit.
there's
so
still the Gouger and these 3
more,
Gruntas that can easily pick up
maybe
these
a
Bolt
mistake.
Boys.
It looks
Right,
like he's
like-
going to try to take out
Yeah,
both
like
of these
7.
big pigs this turn.
I guess I
This
could really play this guy
this
to-
Tusk boss and this
Yeah.
hacking crew. If he
Suppose I'm a
does,
risky position, though.
if he lifts 2 of those big pigs this turn, I think that's going to be a sealed deal for the Kruleboyz player. Well,
Yeah,
this
if he,
kill
well,
bow
if
is
he
going to
lifts
be big.
3, if he lifts 3, then it is. If
Well,
it's
then
only
it's
2, he's
actually
still in the
done.
game.
Yeah, okay.
If he lifts 2, they still in the game.
But then what does he have left?
like-
If he lifts 2, then he has a Gouger left and 3 Gruntas. And then he's going to have total control over the board.
Got some options.
If he lifts 3, like, yeah, GG. If
Yeah,
he lifts,
then it's actually done.
2, then, like 2 pigs can pick up a lot of Kruleboyz stuff.
But there won't be 2
And-
pigs left. There would only be 1.
It's actually.
Well, he's got 3. He's got 4 right now.
I want to come this
Oh,
So
right.
if only
Sorry,
2
I'm
die.
missing this one behind. It would be the 2 Gougers left. Yeah. I
Which
missed
doesn't
this guy
seem like
behind
much,
the
but
thing.
if you keep your head in the game in those moments,
No,
like,
you're
you
right.
could pull out some crazy plays. If you play for a double and you get it, like, he's still in the game.
With 2
But
of
if
them.
it's 3, I don't think there's anything you can do. Like, he's just...
there.
It very much depends on the dice here.
I doubt he has the firepower to take out all 3. Unless, I mean, this guy, this hacking crew on the left here has... By the way, just so you know, whoever's turn it is, I'm just turning the camera so I'm behind that player.
Okay.
Did that make sense, right? So now I'm
Yeah.
behind Caleb looking forward at the Ironjawz. So if I'm like left, then it's like the Kruleboyz left, right? But yeah, this hacking crew on the left-hand side here, on Caleb's left-hand side here, 4 wounds on him, or this Tusk boss in the middle here with 5 wounds on him, and then this Gouger behind the wall doesn't look like he has any damage on him whatsoever.
Which way do I want to do this?
So, you want to know the cheekiest play in existence that I would do here? It's
Please tell me.
absolute
I didn't get that spell off, so I think this is
nasty, dumb stuff that I like to do. So this Swamp Call is sitting in this Scaregob totem, right?
foot.
I would pop him out, charge him into this hacking crew alongside the Gouger
Those guys.
and Gobsprak and all these things up here, and just fill it with things.
Then
And
roll
basically,
so we'll do the injured guy
Let him
first.
die. He's gonna die.
Nothing. Gouger.
But if he split his make him split his attacks between several units. And I'd also charge a beast gear in, and then if he doesn't kill all of them by splitting attacks, bad hit rolls, he does nothing on his turn no matter what. And then I'm guaranteed the win at that point.
Right. Just clog it up and take his objective.
Just be like, you're stuck. Like, it's a very crazy play. Like, it's bad value for the model, except for that it wins you the game, if it works. I love to make crazy plays like that. Like that's that's some very me sort of stuff I go. That's why I play Destruction Armies, right? Like, but it's just a cool little interesting play that would be available to him if he chose to do that. I don't think he's gonna do that. He's playing a safer, smart play, a little bit more 5-turn game mentality.
No, it doesn't.
Moving up the monster killers and Gobsprak on the right-hand side here.
Interesting.
It's looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. The problem I see here is that I don't think Gobsprak and the monster killers kill these Gorgrentas.
I don't think so either. Well, if I look at the monster killers, if I just pull up my math here, right, the monster killers, the Gorgrentas have a 3-up save, so I don't think he has venom encrusted weapons on them, so we're expecting
That's funny to me.
just south of 6
What, like
damage.
5? Yeah. And Gobsprak's going to do like another 4 or 5-ish, something like that. So there's going to be a Gorgrunter left.
Like on a 3-up save,
Unless
yeah.
he rolls good.
So like all together,
If
we're
it-
looking at probably 2 Gorgruntas.
Yeah, and then he's stuck there in combat with these Gruntas, which if other things don't go his way, could be bad. But the bigger thing is he's not really accomplishing anything by doing that, right? Like that's the bigger problem. he's not really like if they do die, he's not really getting anything that great out of it. Like if his dice go hot as hell, the ceiling value for his play is fairly low. It's very, very safe, but I don't think it's accomplishing anything.
It's still a tight game.
It's a very tight game. This is a very, very, very tight game. I think a lot of people would call this game in favor of Kruleboyz, but I don't think it's over at all.
Not in my combat range, right? Like if they're on the edge there, so.
I think the Ironjawz player here is
Probably
redeploying,
stay out of their range,
or at least considering a
also
redeploy.
be out
It
of
wasn't on
elbow
stream,
distance,
but my LBO top 8
elbow
game,
something
I
else.
lost all but 2 models
Playing
by the
Sátyr.
by my second turn,
Doesn't
and I
really
played a
matter
2-point game.
positionally.
Ironjawz have crazy stuff they can do.
These guys in the fucking
Yeah, and when you
So,
just so everyone
don't
knows,
count 'em
when,
out.
when Aaron says
General
2
battle
models,
minus
it's
1
like
to hit.
Kragnos and Gordrak or something.
Actually, it was a Tusk Boss and a
That would
Gouger.
be minus 1.
Right, sure,
I
but,
was
right,
rolling
but it wasn't 2 hard
incredibly
boys.
cold.
Yeah,
No, it was 2 pigs.
yeah, it was 2 big pigs.
Um,
Okay,
But you can do so many things with it if you play it smart.
A million.
It looks like a few models, but it's like 500 plus points. So
How many of these are in 12?
he's gonna be low on models, but don't count him out. That's my point.
Don't really have any good counter charges. This guy.
I would love to get picture in picture. I'd love to have on my screen just their 2 dice areas.
The dice trays, yeah.
Yeah, just like in the bottom right, bottom left, just so I never have to cut to them.
Charge me down there. I can charge this way.
I could probably make that happen. I don't know how, but
You can't redeploy because of Morspit Marsh, which would have been really
okay,
good.
no redeploys. Looks like so. It looks like we're going to the shoot phase here.
And skewers into there.
All right, these are going to be some pretty big rolls here for the Kruleboyz player.
Yeah, it's gonna be exciting. It's exciting.
The general.
Let's see him. Let's see him. Woo.
2.
I bless him with the power of Morg.
All right, that's a lot of auto wounds.
Woo!
That's a lot of
Spicy.
sixes.
Red 1.
Okay. Red 1.
Every
So
Kruleboyz
3
player's heart is just pounding in their chest right
Oh,
now.
God.
Not a lot of
Oh
saves.
yeah. Yeah, that's how we do it.
Okay.
All right, that's big. That's big.
You gotta laugh at those moments, no matter which side of the table you're on that. Like it's just part of the game, but it's so funny when it happens.
Stick around. Okay.
You're like, yeah, just roll casual 5/6s, no big deal. That was nasty. I love it.
Where's the Kilbo shooting here?
Oh, see, that's big.
All right, Kilbo.
Pick up that hacking crew, dude. If you double hit it, you're gonna kill it. And then the Breaker Boss just kills the Gouger.
Just roll 6s, says Quaff in chat. Yeah, that's how you get good at
Yeah,
this
dude,
game.
just roll 6s.
I've always thought the best superpower you could ever have, just in general, would be to go back in time, small increments.
Serious trouble.
You could play AOS and roll, and you're like, I don't like that roll. Go back in time 10 seconds. Roll again.
Shoot at this guy,
Like,
but that just
oh,
seems
that's not good either. Like you.
Well, I know that like
don't
the dice luck is like a bit of a meme, but I have this friend.
So I think we
His name's
should
Matt
have
Jones.
something
He's a
left
great
to
guy,
do
but
on
every
the
year we play
chart.
doubles at LVO on Sunday,
This
and
is,
except for this year because I couldn't. But
this guy's less tanky in combat.
it's
but,
he rolls so good always. He rolls so many 6s. So we'd start doing this as a joke, where I would make the decisions and he'd roll the dice, and he'd roll so good that we went undefeated for 3 years straight until we finally lost. Like,
Hey, I won my doubles tournament this year too. Look at us.
man knows how to roll 6s. I tell you what, like.
Okay, 2 shots coming in at the Gouger from the Killboat.
Okay, great choice.
5 and 6. All right.
Uh-oh.
Okay, that's just one though.
Oh.
Okay, that would have been huge.
Very, very real chance he just picks up the Gouger right there, right? Like,
Yep.
It would make me a very happy boy.
that was I think a 2-up to basically kill. Let's roll 6 to save. To kill that Gouger. And it's that 3-pig dead thing that I was saying. Like,
Let's see. Sproul. I think he saved it.
One.
The 1.
no, he rolled a 1 to wound.
Alright.
Well, wasn't there 5 that went through? I mean, like, I think that he took 0 damage from that Killbow.
No, he took 6. It was a 6-up saves because Gouger's doing a 4-up.
But I think he successfully saved.
So
I think that's what happened. I see no... Oh, no. What do you think? It was this Gouger? Oh, yeah, it was this Gouger. I thought he was hitting the Gouger on the left, not the Gouger on the right.
Okay. Hot take here. I think he's charging badly. I think he's playing too cautiously again. A Mugger to Gouger is very unlikely to pick up these threats. If he countercharges them, you just do the. He hasn't used his -1 to hit, -1 to wound yet.
So he will reroll his charge. And make it
10.
He should charge the Gouger. He really should charge the Gouger. Well, that works too, I guess. Actually,
could come up here, but no, I'd rather.
Because if he's in between these two units, he gives one of them strikes last, kills the other one, and then pops off. Like.
Yeah, I think this is the right choice. I think that the Break a Boss is going to take out this Gouger. I think that Gobsprack and the Monster Killers are going to come in here and just like... Yeah, 3-inch charge, okay. Not leaving a ton of room for the Monster Killers there, but he's already used a CP to reroll a charge.
Either way, masterful plays from the Kruleboyz player from start to finish so far. It's easy to set... Sorry, a little stutter sometimes. It's easy to stand and like look and be like, oh, we could have maybe done this, but like he's playing incredible. I'm super impressed by his play so far. He's earning this victory through incredible decisions. And it's not like Sprawl is playing even close to bad. Like Sprawl's playing great.
Yeah, they're both players I feel are definitely showing their skills this game.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm starting to feel that like caster energy, you know, where you say a bunch of stuff like this and then you pass it off to your opponent by intonating this way.
Because I think I just lose.
I love doing casting stuff. Like I've done a few tournaments where I've done it live, and it's super fun.
Both players are showing their skills this game, Aaron.
If you kill this guy,
they really are though. Like, and you can get a sense for like what type of players they are. Sprawl feels like a little bit more of a math-oriented player. That's the best way I can describe it. Like,
I think you mean a nerd, Aaron.
He's yeah, nerd. But I'm gonna go shove this guy in a fucking locker right now.
Warhammer players, yeah.
So I'd have to go.
There's some.
Oh,
ooh.
This way.
That's
try and make you fight.
Very clever.
Pigs, but you can just pile that way and get out of dodge.
Say more.
And because I've charged, I can probably pile into you.
He's arguing whether he should charge a Morkspit Marsh with his counter charge.
Just go this way. And I don't think I
think his initial instinct was better.
I would have needed like a 9 to get in there. That would have been great.
Because he's arguing about taking this Morkspit Marsh and piloting and basically putting himself so he's tapping his objective and denying the bonus 2 points for this whole Bolt Boy champion play. This right here is attempting to trade units, but he will be down 2 points.
My charge phase rampage to try and auto slay the foot because it's
auto slay the foot.
So I roll of 6. I had a 9 and a die.
I'll double check. But yeah, you can roll.
That could be net.
Oh, we got the 6.
Oh, okay. Here we go. I did not even see that line. That's awesome.
Because again, for people that aren't super familiar with these rules here, this is this eaten on to hoof where you roll a die, add momentum, and if it's greater than the health of the target, you auto slay it. So with 3 momentum rolling a 6,
had to roll a 6.
He had to roll a 6.
And he got it. He made the crazy play and he landed it. But like someone's got to do that.
First here. Anyway, I do have to.
That's so mean. Oh my gosh, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
It was risky. It was incredibly risky, and I probably wouldn't have gone for it, but he did it, and now he's in a really good spot. Because if he can kill this Gouger in a counter fight here, after he piles in...
Anyway, so yeah, we're going to strike last this guy.
Nope, fails the strike last on the Gouger on the right-hand side from the Kruleboyz player.
Oh, okay. Sprawl got himself back in here.
He can eat a Gore Grunta potentially.
Nope, bad rampage is coming from Kruleboyz.
Okay, alright.
We're on a 4-up now for our dirty tricks, and if I'm not mistaken, this is the top of the round.
You're checking 3, right?
So our dirty tricks are not looking ample at the bottom of this round.
Nope, stay there.
Yeah, he's not really got a lot of value for them.
Any more damage on him right now. think I can kill this guy from
Interesting.
6 health without it. So yeah, we're not going to trigger his ability, and that'll be it. And we still have to start with this Gouger, 'cause otherwise, bad touch.
Hmm.
So the question
He really
is,
put him in a pickle
which
here.
one you're
He
getting?
did. Good
like
job.
that.
The worst save. or
Good
the-
job. Like,
the-
when you're in that like scary position and you don't give up and you start looking like, how can I take this game back? And you make those plays, those like slim margin plays, and you get them.
But I can
It's the best feeling in the world.
place that makes it so that you can't.
I get you
fight
unless he
with both
dies.
ever.
So there's
I
three
do think that
big
he
pigs
does need to
here.
immediately double or lose, but
Because the strike blast is significant there, because I could just pile this guy first.
but if he
otherwise-
doesn't, if he does
Yeah,
double
so
on here,
I-
he's still in the game.
Don't kill here. It is important, but I don't want to kill here, so I'm gonna all-out attack.
I've lost.
and we're
I'm gonna all out defend
Which
the-
big pig
this
is
guy with
whose?
4 health, because I think I'd lose if they're both dead.
Straight picking.
Both of these are dead.
The Gouger at
Oink,
the
oink.
back
That's
is a
this guy.
Kruleboyz one.
Yeah, all out defending the hacking crew. Yeah.
I
This
think
guy's
the
probably
blue and
dead.
yellow, the ones with the colored bases are all
Ironjawz?
So
Okay.
shots,
Ironjawz.
4
Yeah.
attacks, 3s.
So, yeah, okay. All right.
2s, I believe. These ones.
No, it's threes. Threes for the rider.
3, so 1.
So back to a 3 up. Fails it. Takes 2.
Tusks. Fine,
All right. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
okay, that's good.
Oh.
Okay. This is
Two,
critical.
4 ups.
Ooh, double save.
That's real bad. Trotters. Okay.
That's really bad for him.
4 shots.
That's super bad for him.
4s.
Floors.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
Takes it.
That's-
All my little attacks went through. 3 from that.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Okay.
here we go. Like,
Got 3 left.
never count the pigs out.
They
Like,
don't bracket anyway.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
because what's gonna happen here is
Um,
that Gouger's dead.
Okay, obviously I gotta go with this Gouger. Minus 1
Who's-
hit and wound is not
Just-
nice, but
Yeah, that's the
maybe I
break
have
a boss.
something for you here. I think I'm just gonna pile.
That's our Kruleboyz
this
player
one,
using
so
his
that I
eye
get
biter
my
ash here.
monster killers as well.
-1 to hit, -1 to wound. This is a once per battle any combat. Well used right
I'm
here.
pretty sure he could have
Yeah. So I'll just
piled
roll
him
Rider
on the
first.
other side
This will
and
be on.
hit Gobsprack,
Okay,
which
so this will be
probably
on
would have been more ideal.
5s and
Um,
4s. Yeah, minus
but
1 hit
this is
wound
still
really
good.
screws him.
Although I was.
I have to
I think we're all out attacking here from the Ironjawz
You're
player.
+1 save at the moment.
Not +1
I would, if you're gonna go for this play, you have to go for it, right? Like,
But
he's
you're not
leaning
allowed
into the
attacking
luck.
Here, so I will leave it.
Yeah, I
He's
don't-
in a position where he has to get lucky. So far, he's hitting that luck, and it's paying off. Like,
Okay.
making
Here we go.
seeing the
5s and
line and
4s
taking
from
it
the
is a skill. He's
Nothing.
oh,
The trotters will be 6s and 3s,
the
Ugh.
four hits, the four's hit.
and the tusks.
He's all attack.
the tusks
No, because he's
will be
-1 to
5s
hit and -1 to wound.
Yes, but the fours would hit
One.
anyway because he's force base. He's all attack.
Traits.
But
Nothing.
Maybe he didn't all out
I
attack.
may have-
Maybe I misread that.
maybe.
Maybe he was debating all out attacks there.
Gobspracked, I guess.
because that's like a really important play, right? Because if those go through, he kills the Mire Brute. But I'm assuming he knows what he's doing because we're talking too much. Can't hear what they're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Fight, Gobby, fight.
Regardless, one way or the other, that's what happened, right? Here comes Gobsprack
Okay, yeah.
fighting.
Here comes Gobsprack fighting.
We got
Here's a chance for the Kruleboyz player to spike dice back their direction.
6s, 4s, 3s.
Gobby can do a lot. He's not currently doing a lot, but there's still a lot of room for it.
But he can.
So
He
four
can. His
goes in.
okay. That's not the okay. Like Gobby's incredibly swingy.
He is, yeah.
Sometimes he's like an absolute beast, and sometimes he's completely useless. Like that when you roll no sixes. Like
Well, again,
sick.
it's like it's a low volume of dice.
yeah, and
It's
it's
11 dice. It's not bad, but
Damn
yeah.
destruction are like
Low
inherently swingy,
rend.
and you got when you're playing destruction, you have to just accept that like
Put it in crit
you
mode.
can't rely on one play.
Misses.
Good
job.
But your
Or
opponent
no, it hits
also
on 3.
can't rely on anything. Like
Does wound, range 1.
one of the things when you're playing destruction is like you enter the table and your opponent's like, I have no idea how much damage you're gonna do, and you don't either.
Then probably.
And it's easy
yeah,
to
I
get
guess
like
destruction
tilted
is
by
something
like
that's
variance,
really
but your
good.
opponent also will get hit when
I
you
wanna-
roll all the
I
4-ups
wanna
and you just
block them off fully
delete
here.
like 40 wounds with one model.
Maybe these pigs are a tar pit.
You just have to accept
Maybe
what it
they're not.
is and play accordingly. And
Never know.
this time is on the other end of
Ah,
the
but you're
variance
getting,
for
are you
that
getting
for
more
sure.
attacks in by doing that? No, you're not.
No, they're already.
But it's
getting all their
fine.
attacks.
Yeah. All right. The 9 attacks from the riders.
Okay,
no
Gorgrunts
debuffs
are gonna
here,
fight
right?
into these mons to kill
No,
us.
No debuffs.
Sure are.
Relatively
Pause.
low.
Three.
Gorgrunts are
Just
not
Gorgrunts.
great, but
Sixes.
they do what they do.
Let's go.
Well, I was gonna say it's a low
Pigs.
importance combat
Yeah.
like unit to
no.
fight here.
It doesn't really matter that much.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter that much.
That's
Yeah.
5 more, no rend.
5-ups.
Oh, good save roll.
Nice.
Oh, you're telling me good
Um,
save rolls, yeah.
Yeah.
Hit them real quick. So that is 1 guy dead. So 6 guys, 3 attacks each, 19 total with the champion.
Still has a chance to spike some dice here and pull himself out of this situation. Also, if he powers through with Gobsprat, he can get himself into a mean space. Like so.
2 mortals, 3 mortals.
And
It's certainly
yeah,
not-
yeah, 0 wounds. Okay.
Rend 1.
4 mortals.
That's really good.
Okay.
Force.
Okay. Oh, that's not good for him.
They got 1 wound left.
Power through, kill him off, move Gobsprat wherever
Yep.
you want him to be, 14
They
inches.
were not injured there at all.
Let's see if he does it.
No, 'cause you-
That's
they
what I
had
would do.
2 wounds, I think, and then you did 3 with Gobstrack, and I pulled a whole guy. So then they had nothing. Yeah.
Sounds good. Alright.
Okay. I guess I have to fight with this guy now.
Yeah, he's got a pile somewhere.
No, you got to
So I
play. Oh,
think-
because it's
I
strike
think I might
last.
be able to
Yeah,
go
right.
Just into that edge of that thing there.
No, I
Oh,
can't.
no, it's probably
Nope.
6.1.
Looks too far.
Yeah.
Can he not pile
Um,
around?
Slightly in the way, so you wouldn't even
No,
be
he
able
should have
to-
charged the swamp instead. He messed himself
Oh,
up
you
there.
got The hacking crews in the way. You
He
mean.
can pile
If I
around.
go straight ahead, where does that get me? That's way too far. If I go 3 though, I think I might be able to get that guy.
No,
No.
not gonna happen.
Not there. If I go the other way.
Let's try it out here. This one, the other side looks even further.
Way west. Yeah. So hang on. If I pivot, does it help me? So if I go
No,
I
take
doubt
It
it.
won't.
forward,
he can't.
I
But it's worth checking. It's always worth checking.
Yeah, for sure.
Pivot
Ooh.
costs movement too.
I just
He
know
can't
this.
even
I play-
pivot. It's
I
too-
play
it's
this
too
army,
tight.
so I've been in that
Yeah,
position a few
right.
times already. I'm like, yeah, he's
So
not
if
gonna
I
make
go,
it.
so
But,
if I go straight.
but what he
line,
is doing is setting himself in the center,
So
which
I hit him.
is fine.
Yeah.
He's not in combat.
So I don't think it. Oh, sorry.
He's free during his turn
Bump that guy.
to do what he wants
I hit him,
to.
so I can't hit you.
So where do you go for your next turn?
Question
Fight.
is,
That's what you gotta think
do I go
about, right?
anywhere? Like, where's useful to be for the next turn? I could go.
See,
towards
there you
that
go,
thing,
same
I could go
thing.
towards the Kilbo. Is pretty annoying. Yeah, so I think I just go as close as possible. Because that guy's already fought. I'm not really at risk by being here.
Yeah.
It was a bit of a meh counter charge, but it did make you.
But no, you're right. At least if he was
Made
in
you have to
the
go
in the
here,
pit
And
there.
then I had to get 0 damage.
Be able to deny the 2 points
Yeah.
and kill the pit. That's pretty
It
good,
enabled
right?
him to fight. It didn't. It triggered my -1 to hit and wound, which I wouldn't have had to use otherwise. That's the real big thing it did.
Yeah. So maybe he's vulnerable next time. So if I'm
Yeah.
still alive there.
But the
Maybe.
Spawning behind that.
Meyerbeard hasn't fought yet, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's
So
not
then I
gonna be
go with the
good.
breakup boss.
Yeah,
He's
here we
about
go.
to fight.
Finish off this core grunter while he's at it. I think so. Like that.
That would be really mean if he didn't get both.
That's pretty decent idea, actually.
Okay, yeah, he's measuring the power through.
So, just I would definitely not power through Gobsprat up to here. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah, that'd be mean.
I don't really see the value except for the mortal wounds. I guess that's the whole value here.
It kills the Gorguntas.
Yeah.
It puts them into a position
So
where
I think the breakup boss really needs to go.
basically
like
setting up for
here.
turn 4.
This way a little bit.
He's in an extremely threatening position. He's
Just
got
gonna put everything into
like
the mock
a ton of damage. He doesn't go that. I wouldn't go that far
Yeah,
forward.
it's
I would kill the
fine.
thing and move like in the middle ground.
club because
Uh,
he didn't hurt himself at all.
Yep,
You don't
he
wanna
is
get
prize
charged,
based, so
but-
I'm
Is,
expecting to die here, but we'll see.
Is power through
Haven't rolled like any crits.
D3 mortals or is it a
Okay.
2-up
Okay.
D3 mortals?
2, run
Run
2.
This is D3
Run 2,
mortals.
so 6
So it's
ups.
guaranteed dead.
He's down.
3 each. Problem solved. Problem solved.
Whoo! Okay.
And it's your hacking crew into my Gouger.
Yep.
But
and I'm not bracketed.
if this Gouger gets
So what
busted,
happens if I don't kill this guy?
We fight another day.
Oh, well, I have retreat and charge though, so that's fine.
oh, he does.
So do I have to pile anywhere? I guess I want to pile.
Well, I think he's just referring to the Hacking Cruise
Oh, 'cause it's-
Rampage.
Telegraph
Yeah.
that you wanted to get me.
Don't worry.
Yeah, that strike
Functionally
last.
retreat charge.
If he didn't have strike last on the Hacking Crew, it would have made a lot of room for the Gouger to come in.
That was the
Yeah.
strike last. Sorry, that was on
Oh
me.
yeah. Gotcha.
From you hitting me. All right, so
Interesting.
guy on top. I'm gonna roll them in order for max.
So there's a decent
expansion on my
chance this
hit.
this
Anything that's
Gouger dies.
fours,
It's
and threes.
far from guaranteed.
One at red one, damage 2. On the Gouger,
6-2.
2 damage.
Okay,
Guys
2
on the
damage there.
side, Fours.
Okay, not
And
bad roll
threes.
there. Ooh,
One
not
more,
great
damage
wound
1.
rolls.
Red 1.
Other.
Okay,
Okay.
Trotters.
He
Fives.
hasn't rolled Tusk yet, so
There you go, Trotters.
Okay.
2s. 2 more, no red.
see him.
4s. Take 1.
Okay.
D3. 1. So 4 so far. See if the Tusks can do it.
He has
See if
to
the
get
Tusks can
at
do
least-
it.
I'm gonna shake the dice.
2 Tusks have to get through, which is not the hardest thing to do, but he does have to roll 4s. Okay. Okay.
All right.
2s.
Okay.
2
He has to
red
fail
two.
both these.
I need to make a 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he makes the
Oh,
6.
he got it. He got it. He got it. All right, this is Kruleboyz game for sure.
Power
Yeah,
got it.
it's kind of feeling that way at this point.
12.
Yeah.
But like, I think he's been playing it quite well. Like, it's just one of those things. Like,
I did
both of them playing quite well.
9. Did I do 9 damage to this guy total? Oh no, I'm on 2 moments.
I think there was plays that the Ironjawz player could have done that he didn't do, and the Kruleboyz player had these really cool angles he took to the game that gave him the advantage.
This way.
And then the dice panned out well for him as well, but that's definitely like not what decided the game. It was a really close game so far. But I think Kruleboyz going to win by like 4 to 8 points here.
I want it for next turn.
No,
I don't
this is how the
want to
dice
do it
went.
for next turn as much. I want to be.
I think you're in a good spot here. Like
Maybe
I've got
more,
2
but-
units left, and possibly 1 after your hero phase.
Well, it'll be your hero phase, but yeah.
My
Uh,
hero phase, yeah.
But yeah, I don't want to. Fuck it too bad. He's wounded.
So this is if
Break a boss if you want. but-
I'm trying to remember the turn order here.
Who's here?
Right now we're
You
all,
know, there's something in. This is
Sorry.
going into the bottom of 3. There's actually some
Yeah.
really interesting plays here.
Come this way.
Because there's only one objective going into turn 4, right? Like, if he kills the things that are threatening to take that centerpiece, it's really hard for the Kupla to actually push him off of that centerpiece.
well, I think it's just going to be like the Killbow's still alive,
D3 before I forget the start of the turn.
right? Like
Yes,
Okay, so he's got 10 left.
and the
Mm.
we're probably going to get a strike.
But-
Yeah, we'll see. Like,
but if he
it's-
kills the Killbow and then
Okay.
happens to win the priority going into turn
Interesting.
4,
So he's got
and then
10,
like
he's
kills
got
his,
3 objectives now.
the threats that are sitting right here,
Yes.
it's very hard for the Kupla to take the center from him. The tactics, like, that's the thing I thought would be
Or
more important.
I don't score a tactic, and I just try and go down by 6
You got to.
and do as much damage as possible.
Going down by 6, you're not going to do enough.
Mm.
Do you have the destruction one to like?
You
try
got to
to
score a
get
tactic here. But what tactic would you
try
pick
to
if you're the
gain
Ironjawz
confidence
player?
and Die, but that might not be where you want your guy to be.
Right, that's the question.
That is the question. I think if you're going to try and kill this beast skewer and stuff anyway, you
Yeah,
might
I
as well
guess-
do take their land on the place of power, kill that, hold
You don't
2
have to
objectives, score 8,
countercharge, so I could
go to
do 6
24.
Center, but then I'm scoring 6, and I'm
and then just wait
down.
until next turn and see what happens.
So I
But what
could
tactic
just
do you pick?
Score 2 objectives,
I would do
6 down.
take their land on place of power.
Okay, okay.
play for the double, because I think I'm in a bad spot unless I get the double and get to score.
Kill the Gouger, kill this Killbow for sure.
You could read a play on
Position
the
yourself.
I guess.
Hope for a double. If you get the double,
4,
clear off his threats, take the center, score 6,
but that
and
won't
try and
exist
deny
yet.
him
That'd
that.
be for next turn, I guess.
It's that's like an angling for like a 2-point win at best,
So I'm
but
actually
like
not
it's
really
what he's
sure
got
how
available
it
to him,
goes.
right?
I think I'm toast anyway.
Yeah, now that I flipped the
but-
camera to the Ironjawz side, it's looking
I-
bad.
start a turn.
It's pretty grim. It's pretty grim. But like a lot of times, it's where you find yourself. Like
I can't make a abstract myself.
we're playing a low model count, high variability army with like 4s to hit and bad saves. Like sometimes is where you're at, and you got to find the line. You know. There is a line. It's a slim one though. He's in a bad
I
spot.
guess I'll
So
just make this Gouger -3 control for.
no, he should make
some
this
reason.
Mire Brute count as 3 less
Hey, it
in this
works.
position, which is rare when you want to do
do I
that.
chuck a
But
debuff on it?
Mhm.
And then I'd love to rally
because
this
all
guy
that matters is
far.
holding the centerpiece at turn 4 and
No
5.
CP, and he's in combat, so yeah.
No
the
CP
only
from
thing that matters here.
Ironjawz player.
Yeah, try and kill him.
Ooh,
Crap.
none of them do. So this is
Rip this off.
risky.
How many dice do I need to? It's 3.
You need 3, yeah.
That's
Oh, man.
7.
I think
all but 3.
Gobsprat countercasted. Yeah.
That.
Okay, never mind.
That's
Game
gonna
over.
that's gonna seal
That's
it.
okay.
Yeah.
Unit.
That's gonna seal the deal,
it.
I think.
Ah.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Okay, so movement.
He had a
There's a
line,
count
and
block,
now it's
Gouger.
gone. But you know,
Um,
great plays from both
wait, what's
players
that?
on
Is that
this.
a
Yeah, we probably got 5 minutes left
Or-
here on this one, I think, before we're doing our post-game interviews.
Can I? Let me just see
Yeah.
where I fit. Here. If I charge.
Super
I actually
quick
gotta
game.
get off now because it's 10 o'clock or 10:15. But I've been having a great time doing this. So
Yeah, dude, thanks so much for
thanks
showing
for
up.
inviting me on this, dude.
I'm
This
glad
is-
it
this is
wasn't me
awesome game,
alone.
so-
Yeah.
It would have been me like saying
kill
like
that.
wit like
Better than
I
I
bet you
thought.
that I would have had 30% of the dialogue. Just me, I would have been watching
Yeah,
the game more. Yeah,
Just
So I
having
really
someone,
appreciate it.
someone there.
That wizard.
Yeah.
For sure, dude. This is a great game. So big props to these players for making it to the finals.
Absolutely.
You gotta get
Summon the foot.
And what are your tricks on now?
They are on a 4.
I don't think it matters what the tricks are at.
Yeah, I can't trigger it off of the Gouger, but if you're in combat with anyone else, I can.
It's another
Combat with the
interesting
Killbow,
thing
yeah,
is like
so
when
Gouger's
to end the
auto-playing
game,
the
you know.
Killbow. Use 5 wounds. It'd be on 3 up. I think I just have to risk that and try. So this guy is just going to move up.
Major Connect, this has been load of fun. Thanks,
So
guys.
maybe
Yeah,
that's
thanks for
round
hanging out.
3.
Appreciate it.
Yes. So I'll go 5 to there.
Thanks again for Aaron for coming out.
Another 8 for 13. I think with the 8, I can go. I've got enough that I can. I think I've got enough that I can pivot like that and just be staying outside 3. And maybe if I get crazy, I go for Gotchback as well. Or
You
instead.
never know. I don't have
Gouger.
any CP, so I can't do anything. It's just your turn.
Yeah, it's going to be Gouger versus Gouger. I think. Okay. Yeah, that's it. So
Perfect.
you're not doing anything. You're not shooting.
Yeah.
I'll just roll a charge for this guy. I've got absolutely no reroll, so this is just raw dogging it.
Exactly. Exactly
Oh.
enough. God damn.
3.
God. So yeah, I just go into the. Doesn't really make any difference.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'll just be in combat with both.
See if you kill the Killbow with the ramp.
If I kill the Killbow on a 3 up, the Killbow gets deleted. I'm gonna shake this dice for good luck. Didn't work last time, but maybe it works now. Doesn't work. So now you can try and fucking strike blast me.
Yeah, I'll do that. It'll go off,
Oh god.
and I'll
Yeah.
smack you with a pig.
We're mostly
Right,
going through the
right.
motions here.
Because I can't strike blast you.
I'm just gonna keep drinking my beer.
So
this is
5. We'll start the tusks. 4s. Oh god, he's showing up now. 2s, 3,
Yeah, okay,
6
I'm gonna
ups.
make
10 damage.
10 damage. Okay,
Is
you
it
make
alive?
1. Yeah, because you
And
got to do 2 more damage.
5 for now.
Thanks to all the
Let's
patrons.
do where's the guy? 4 attacks from the guy on top. 4s and 3s. 1. Run
Oh
1.
my god. Gotta make this 5 up. He dies.
There you go. Good game.
Good game.
And
Good
that's
game.
tabled.
I mean, the Killbow would have killed you in melee anyways, but no.
Possibly. Oh man, failing that 3 up was bad. That was very bad. I probably shouldn't have risked that.
I mean,
should
at that
just-
point, I don't think it mattered very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna. I guess he wants to unmute him, so let's do that. Unmute Moss. Watch out. There we go.
GG.
GG. Yeah, that was not with a bang, but a whimper. That last time was pretty bad.
Man, it was pretty close though. Like we were still in here. Me and Aaron, Aaron left like maybe a minute ago. Like once Gobsprat got that counter spell and blew up that other pig, Aaron was like, "All right, it's late. I gotta go." But like we were having a blast
Yeah.
here. We thought it was still pretty close coming into the bottom of round 3 here.
Yeah, I think it was. If I yeah, if I'd kept both of those pigs alive somehow, I would have maybe had a bit of a game. But yeah, losing both of them was rough. Yeah, I don't know. Going into that Kilbo, it was kind of would have been funny. I was doing it for the meme at that point. So I think I scored 2 because I have this one, and then
yeah, you still scored 2 points there.
and then we just
46.
Even if I get, oh, sorry, that's that one. Even if I get prior, I'm not scoring any more
No,
objectives.
that mission disappears. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm 18 to 46. That's a pretty brutal score. But I guess that's yeah.
I mean, that's yeah. It was. I think what really the turn you had a real big chance. Which I'm not sure if I could have positioned myself better to avoid it, was if you had have got the double on turn 2 there.
Yeah, the turn 2 double was what I was hoping for. I think the turn 1 double
I think that would have been a bad
taking.
idea. That would have been
Yeah. Because I was tied up with all that stuff in the middle. I think
nothing really had got in yet. Wouldn't have been much. But once you had my screens cleared, if you had got a double exactly, then I would have folded like a wet paper bag, I think.
Because I could have got Gobsprack, or I could have got the Killbow or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good game, man. That was crazy. That was really a lot of fun.
And pretty quick, we're under the 3-hour mark, including all that pregame stuff.
Yeah. Destruction. We just smashed each other in the face.
That is the destruction way.
Turn 1. I think, honestly, looking back, that Morkspit Marsh, you really mitigated a lot of my damage on turn 1 with that, because I should have been able to pick up the Gut Rippers turn 1, and I don't know if there was much I could do to get around it, because you left me so little space.
It was a good marsh.
Yeah, if you brought your pig in here too, like I put it specifically there too, so if you brought your like Gouger or something in here, I could turn off your Rampage through the wall. So even if you got a guy into the Gut Rippers, I didn't really care that much.
Yeah, that's why I didn't end up sending the Gouger in, because I thought there's no way he's getting within an inch to put the Strike Blast on them, and then chances are you turn that off anyway.
Yeah, the monster killers were less important in this matchup than I thought. Maybe just because I ended up putting them here, which was real rough for them. I would have
couldn't really get into combat
out here. Yeah, they couldn't get into combat with the monsters, which is what they wanted. But if I put them way too far out front, then you just kill them first, and I lose them, and so it's hard.
Yeah, totally. I think between the Gobsprack, I think probably the best performers were Gobsprack and the Bolt Boys. The Bolt Boys with prior target, absolutely, they were much better than the Killbow. That was crazy. They did like
the Killbow is
18
super
damage
spooky, and it almost picked up that Gouger like nothing, but
it did.
I think it did 6 damage every turn.
It probably did do 6. Yeah, so it was definitely a problem for me.
Yeah. It did 6 every turn, which is fine. But yeah, anytime if it gets both those through and just picks up Gouger, then it's kind of game over.
It's also psychologically really scary. It's like if the Gouger gets within 24 inches, you can just lose one, right?
Yeah, and you saw how scared I was with them in deployment. I just kept them way back so that you couldn't hit them.
Yeah, the Bolt Boys, if they have prio target, I mean that used to be the thing you did before they nerfed prio target so much.
Yeah.
That was just the thing. But nowadays, prio target's been nerfed so much, and some people just don't have units that worthwhile because people are taking Field Sergeant, and it's like, oh, here's these 2 little heroes.
Right.
I don't need that.
-1 to hit anyway. Yeah. And if you get some shots into them, they're dead. I was contemplating I knew you would do prior target on them, and I was contemplating not taking it on a guard.
Prize Beast is so good.
Prize Beast is so good. I actually with this list, I often take Bodyguard. Because I was thinking, because it would just nerf Gut Rippers absolutely into the ground if they were bodyguarded, right? Because only 2 attacks each. But I was hoping that
Gut Rippers are probably never charging you. You're charging them, and then it turns off. So you have to wait a turn for it to work.
I was hoping that you would maybe put some more stuff on the flanks, and I think you saw I deployed quite heavily on the flanks. So I was hoping that I would go to the sides, kill your stuff on the sides, and leave the Gut Rippers maybe with -1 charge dice in the middle.
I was aware that's how I lose the game, is if I sspread out. That's
because I've got more mobility. Sure. Yeah. And then you just had this big death ball in the middle that was -1 to hit, -1 to hit and wound. This guy with a 4-up ward, this guy doing mad damage. I don't know whether was a play where I went for him in turn 1 by like
don't
somehow
think so, no.
piling into him without him activating the -1 to hit and wound, but
It's
I don't
still,
think I could get in there.
No, I left it so that your big pig, if he, like, we very specifically measured out, so if your big pig wanted to get in there, he had to charge right into his melee. I left just enough room for your base to fit, where I was like, yeah, I don't care if you do that. He'll just kill you. Like, that'll just make me happy. So you could have got, like, the Gore Grunters into him, but he doesn't care about that.
Yeah, they didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah, no, he would.
Yeah, really well played. I think you sort of, I think you took an early lead in terms of board state and then just maintained it and pressed it home. And I think if I'd got the double maybe on 2-3, it would have been closer, but.
Yeah, I had the one turn there where I was looking at that double. It wasn't battle round 2. Yeah, it was 2 going into 3. Then I was like, this could be real bad right about now.
Because that was after I'd done Slay and I'd killed all the Gut Rippers, and then I was not in combat with the Breaker boss, and I would have been able to charge him. And did I kill the Tusk boss? I did, right?
Yeah, he was
I killed
dead.
Tusk boss.
So you would have been able to charge my Gouger and Strike Last him. You would have been able to kill the Breaker boss probably, and maybe like my monster killers, and then I'm just down to like maybe even tie up my kill bow. I'm down to like Gobsprack, very little stuff. I would have needed some crazy like Breaker boss saves to come through or something to save me, or Strike Last. Like I think he
would have had the +1 save on him still though, because I think you put that on in your turn 2. So
he still would have had the +1 save, so he could have all of defense and maybe lived. And it would have you would have had to choose where to put your Strike Last too, between the pig and him and his Strike Last. There would have been a couple of rolls involved, but yeah, if that turn goes really well for you, I'm just ruined. And I don't have the output anymore really to kill the pigs, and it's right before the objective's moving to the center too, so I can't start just playing I have more models in teleporting game, so yeah, it would get rough.
I would be in the center, and you'd have a hard time coming back. This guy surviving annoyed me as well, like you rolling that 6-up save.
Oh yeah, that was
that was awesome.
He whiffed all of his attacks, which made me very sad. But then he made the save and made me happy. Made it up to me.
Yeah.
Oh god, yeah.
Oh, cool. Well, yeah, I guess I don't know if there's much more to say. Moss, do you have any questions or reflections or anything?
No, dude, we had a great time.
Awesome.
I felt it was a pretty close game the whole way through, right up until the end there, and yeah, it was super entertaining to watch. Super fun to do. I can't wait to do it again.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
You bet, man. Yeah. Appreciate you guys making the time.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Catch ya.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye.
Thanks again to these two great players. Thanks again to Aaron for coming out. And of course, thanks to all my patrons. If you liked this, if this was something you'd like to see more of, please let me know in the comments below. As I've said before, this is the first time that I've done something like this. And I hope I get to do it again, because like I said, it was super fun. Like, subscribe. Wow.